Yeah, what's up, everyone? It's Tuesday, 2 a.m., and the Truth Pulls back with another show. I'm joined today by my regular co-host, Liam Kane. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Thanks, Jack.
And special guest, Zoe.
Hi.
How are you, Zoe?
I'm very well. It's nice to be here on a Tuesday morning.
It's nice to have you on.
And
Thank you.
You have your own third show?
Yes, I do. It's tomorrow at 1 to 2 p.m. and it'll be a riveting one that we actually haven't prepared for, but it should be games and Trivial Pursuit sort of thing. So tune in. It's me and my twin brother. So it's be very good.
Take two.
Take two on Surge FM. Like the
two.
page. We're trying to hit 100. Haven't hit it yet.
100, yeah, it's
How
tough.
many are you guys on?
We're low. I think we're like low 20s.
It's so devastating. Like so many, like a lot of shows have 500 likes. I'm quite impressed. They've got some good traction.
You know you can buy likes.
Can you? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not that desperate. I'll pass.
It's like, I don't know, they like advertise it out into the public and you pay like $10
Oh yeah,
a
I've
week.
seen they show you the page and they give you some like little options of payment methods.
Yeah,
and, like, nope.
yeah. It's a bit of a rabbit hole, actually, all that paying for Facebook likes. Because you can just keep going and going.
Yeah, apparently there's something on Instagram as well, but never really. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, you can buy friends on Instagram. Is that
I
right?
feel like that's pretty much rock bottom if you reach that extent of desperation.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone who has. Actually, kind of offense people have.
Definitely depends if you bought friends on Instagram. But if you bought like so many friends on Instagram, could that make you reach like a critical mass and then you just become popular? And then
I don't think so. I mean, if you're that desperate, you're probably not going to become popular no matter what. And people can easily unfollow. So I feel like it's quite uneventful and stupid.
yeah,
No, I reckon the opposite. I reckon if you've got like you could just become the crush of like a million people on Instagram, and then they'll all be into you, I guess. And
Yeah, I guess
you've
people
never
flock.
gotten the publicity.
yeah.
Yeah. I also think like a lot of people follow people on Instagram just for like no good reason, really.
I'm very picky about who I follow. I only follow
really?
travel blogs, and I'm really, really into them.
Very specific.
Recommend Moon Mountain Man and Le Backpacker. They're in Norway right now. Phenomenal stuff. And Iceland.
The
Really
backpacker.
Le Backpacker. He's his name's Johan Lolos. He's a Belgian dude, and he's really like knows his stuff. Really good traveler. Really good photos, and just like I love his blog. Check him out soon. He's really good.
Yeah, the backpacker. We'll check him out. Looking forward to it.
And have him on Snapchat as well. He has some really good behind the scenes works.
All right, like of how he shoots his stuff.
Yeah, and it's just like he wakes up at 4 a.m. for sunrise, and I guess in Iceland it was like 2 a.m. because the sun never really
Yeah.
set. But yeah, it was really interesting. I really like sort of following these travelers.
It's cool when you watch the videos of how they make those films because I've watched a
So-
few as well, like for travel ones. Like how they like they use like the drone and like that thing that prevents the cameras from shaking. It's called a gimbal.
Oh, yeah.
And so when they're coming along, it makes it look like really steady footage. But then when you look at them, they're like holding this weird big like camera and like
That's
walking
so-
on their knees to get the
It's
effect.
so I'd love to do that sort of stuff, but I mean I have no skills whatsoever, and it's something that you probably start with when you're young.
Be a travel blogger, travel
I
photographer.
love traveling, but I'm just so bad at taking photos. I just use my phone. It's too heavy carrying cameras as well when you're backpacking. Have you guys been traveling? Any plans for the Christmas holidays?
Not really, which is a bit depressing, but I have been traveling a lot in past life. But I never really take photos. I find I don't know, it's always a bit of a
Detracts
hassle.
from the
And I
situation.
never look at them. Even when I do take photos, I never like look back at them or anything.
Oh,
So.
I went on German exchange in year 10 for 3 months. I took 60,000. I'm so
Wow.
literally of nothing. I'm looking
Literally?
back. I just can't. There was
Literally 60,000.
literally 60,000. I can't. I don't know how. I was such a loser, but I took photos of what did I take photos of? Like the street I lived on, literally just the road. Why would I do that? It's just no
It's
idea.
excessive.
I had to cull about 55,000.
About like 10. I kept 59,000.
It's no, it was
I
absolutely.
also did that on my Italian exchange. Took way too many pictures of. Just
Oh,
like
did you do the 3 month or the 5 week?
Oh, I just did a small one. It was 5 weeks.
Which year did you do?
I went in the end of year 10, so
Did you go with Tom Sutcliffe and people?
I don't
Or
remember
the
him
year
being on
after.
my exchange.
I remember so many people went. It's such a
Yeah.
grammar thing.
Yeah, I guess so. It's fun though. Italy, year 10.
Yeah, because I remember they used to go like clubbing and things in year 10. It was so crazy.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't. Yeah, it's so crazy how we didn't go clubbing. We didn't go clubbing.
Oh, I was very surprised. No, I got my first fake ID for German exchange, changed my passport to a little photocopy of a 5 instead of a 6, so I'm a 95 born. It was very exciting. But yeah, it's really like, I don't know, it was very dirty and everyone just smoked. Like my hair just smelled
Speaking
like...
of very dirty,
Oh, okay. Good segue.
Good segue.
and, so this week we've decided to talk about homelessness in Australia. So thoughts, opinions, guys?
In,
That's
in
a big
general, or is there
question.
any
I
more
don't know.
specific?
Well, I'm sure we're gonna get down to it.
Yeah.
It's like, but I guess like, where would you guys like to start?
Well, I looked up some statistics last night, Ian, and I
This
found
morning.
that. Oh, good. Okay, you come prepared. I found that 105,000 people are homeless, and I just think that's a damning statistic to start off with.
Yeah, that's 1 in 200 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I don't know. I don't know where we can go from there.
Yeah,
But
we'll
it's
get
not that
there.
good.
No, but what's very interesting is like if you look at that 105,000 people, like heaps of them from South Australia, and I
Really?
don't know why.
I've been to South Australia. I definitely do know why. If you ever visit a place called Port Augusta, you'll definitely
Heaps of
understand.
homeless.
Oh, unbelievably. And it's devastating because obviously in that area it's quite predominantly Indigenous people who are homeless, and it's obviously the worst stereotype, but it's true there. And it's so tragic, but it's just really, there's no support system there. I remember I was there, I'm driving to Ayers Rock as a family, and it was just so sad. Like everywhere in that area, in those areas, Cooper Pedy, Port Augusta, where else do we go? Alice Springs especially as well. It's just rural areas have no real services, which is quite sad. I don't really know much about statistics, but I just remember
Yeah.
personally see all that.
Did you see a lot of homeless people?
Yeah, and that was, when was that? That was back in 2005, so I'm assuming it would probably be worse now,
Yeah,
just based
definitely.
on increasing population. Yeah, Sydney's population is going to increase by, was it 2 million? Wait, was it 2 or 20 million? I remember hearing weird, no, Sydney was going to increase to 6 million or 7 million by 2050.
That's pretty grim.
So it's actually like, I don't understand how we're going to survive right now.
Well, yeah, that's like a big because homelessness is on the rise, and that's like a big part of it, like increasing population and also increasing housing prices.
Oh,
It's really hard to get a
it's
place to live.
ridiculous. I'm just I remember my friends live in the absolute worst place I've ever been to in Annandale, and they're paying $250 a week. It's a squalor. I just can't imagine living there. And their landlord just is pathetic. Which is, I don't know. I have no idea how I'm going to survive in the future living in Sydney.
But that's like pretty standard. Like,
250 is yeah. I remember I was talking to someone on the weekend, and he pays $350 a week for a place in Manly.
That's ridiculous.
I could never justify that. I'm going to stay at home till probably 30, to be honest.
I think that's the trend, though.
That's
staying
the
at
worst
home.
part of it.
Staying home within our generation in Sydney.
yeah. I mean, if you can do it, why not? It's got a lot of perks. Staying at
Yeah,
home.
I don't know. Maybe I'll probably live somewhere else later in life.
But
Yeah.
so I mean, yeah, at some point,
Mm.
eventually.
But yeah, I think also there needs to be sort of. I remember, did you guys do Australian Geography Year 8, the urban renewal, gentrification, and the donut effect?
No.
Like where you create a different city just a few kilometres out. I think Parramatta is going to be a very, very big bursting
Yeah, that's
place
true.
in the
It's
next
coming up.
Yeah.
decades. But it's just so far away. I just couldn't imagine anywhere. I'm a true Eastie, so I like sticking around.
Fair enough. Well, I guess there'll be like a city, in the city, and then there'll be one further out a bit in Parramatta, and then like the donut effect.
Yeah, I like that phrase. It's a good one.
What is as that's centralized in the middle of the
Yeah.
donut and then it
Yeah.
spreads?
Expands, so
I
there'll
guess
be
so,
two
yeah.
donuts.
Yeah.
Maybe
but
a
we
few,
will have
actually.
two. There may be a third.
Well, I think there's already heaps. Like I think it's kind of like donuts as far as I can see,
Yeah.
and Parramatta's just a new one.
Yeah.
I think Sydney's acting on it pretty well, though. We've got, as much as I hate it, we've got the southeastern light rail happening, and that's can help a bit and alleviate the problem. But I don't know. And there's a new train line happening too from somewhere, obviously to Barangaroo. Thank you, Kerry Packer. Well, no, he's dead, James Packer. But there's that new train line. I don't know where it ends, somewhere in Balmain, which should work, but I don't know. Takes a long time to build, etc.
Yeah.
So, what did you research about homelessness recently?
Well, so people often like when they think of homeless, they think of I don't know like a shaggy man with a beard and a cup asking for money, but that's like a very small part of the picture. I think only 6% of homeless people are actually and they call it improvised dwellings, which is just like tents or blankets and stuff on the street. Most people who are classified as homeless are in like homeless housing or temporary housing or like just crashing or staying in like really overcrowded dwellings. Like that also all falls under it. So homelessness is like a much bigger issue than just like what you would immediately see.
Which areas in Sydney have predominantly, would you say, sort of the Cross area, William Street?
I would say like there would be a lot of homeless in the city and in the inner west. I would say that would fall under that category. Like definitely if you head out to the suburbs, there's no support in terms of living on the street. It'd be very hard to live on the street in the suburbs. And there's also no like temporary housing out there.
I remember you guys at Sydney Grammar, did you ever support the Matthew Talbot Foundation? And
We both volunteered.
Yeah, we both
Yeah.
volunteered there in Woolloomooloo.
Yeah,
And that was pretty
yeah, so
grim.
pretty grim.
Yeah. So you saw a lot of people who definitely lived on the streets. But I think that kind of attracted more of the, addicts, alcoholics, people with other, illnesses, as opposed to people who just couldn't afford to live on a house or lived in temporary dwellings.
And what did Matthew Talbot offer?
It had
Bed,
it had
food.
beds and food. It had beds and food available every night. But I was researching about Matthew Talbot Hostel, and apparently it used to have a few hundred more beds 20 years ago, and then they've cut it down. And I was reading this one forum, and there was this one man complaining that basically the funding that had gone into Matthew Talbot, which was for the volunteers, was being used up by the people at the top of the business.
Oh, I can
a
definitely
little bit,
imagine that.
which
That
is
always happens with charity organisations. I remember
it
my brother
does.
went to Cambodia as well, and apparently the guy, they paid $200 for a month, but he ended up spending all the money on fancy cars. He drove a Mercedes-Benz in Cambodia.
That's exactly what this thread said. It was like the people running Matthew Talbot, I saw them in their expensive cars, and I was sick. And I was like, who knows? But it does happen. Anyway, for anyone listening, though, we do have a text line, which I'll
Yes, we
mention right
do.
now. It's 0448856416, and the call line, which
Please
hasn't
call in.
been used yet, 0291140902. We look forward to hearing from you.
But also the issue with the phone line is you never know when it's calling because there's only a little light that pops up. So I may have missed out on people calling just because I never saw the light pop up.
Really?
Because, yeah, it doesn't make any sound. It's just that red light, that
Oh,
red
okay.
thing there that just flashes.
Well, then we might have missed it as well.
But please call in now
Call in
if you
anyway.
feel like it, because I'll be looking at that light right now and awaiting your call.
Right. So, Ian, if you just move from house to house, say I just want to stop paying rent, excuse me, and I just want to couch surf. Am I homeless?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think a fifth of people who are classified as homeless are teens, between 12 and 18.
Wow.
So a lot of them would be and the vast majority of them, the reason is because of abuse and broken homes and that sort of stuff. So I guess a lot of them would be like, oh, my family's a bit fucked up right now. I'm just gonna stay at friends' places temporarily until I can sort myself out.
But yeah, what are you even gonna do?
Well, yeah, that's especially when you're a teenager. You can't do anything.
You can't do anything. You're
Education-wise, just truancy or just doing it at school?
I mean, I guess
I guess you'd stop caring about school.
Yeah, but it really falls into the backseat if you don't have somewhere to live.
That's so... I have never really considered it that much.
Yeah, it'd be
Well,
so
yeah, you-
hard.
105,000 is a hefty number.
Yeah. So what support is there if you're a teenager and your family's abusive and you got to get out of there? Where do you even go? I wouldn't even know where to go.
I guess docs can help, but
Yeah, dogs can sort of help, but
that's only if you actively seek it as well. They're not going to know unless someone alerts them of the case. Which is also, it's all about self-help predominantly, which is why sometimes it's under the radar, I guess.
yeah, and I think docs being a big I don't know if company's the right word, foundation. I think it might be very intimidating for someone, especially a young person, in a bit of a situation to be gonna call the social workers on my parents.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, that'd be ballsy. I
Yeah.
don't know
Could be a bit rough.
how you'd do that if you're 15.
Yeah, but there's an organization called Youth Off the Streets, and it's founded by
yeah,
some
yeah.
priest.
We did that at our school.
And he's got some pretty crazy stuff to say. He says that if you're a young person on the streets, you'll very likely be sexually assaulted within 1 or 2 days. And
Really?
yeah,
That's
and
a
be
strong
taking-
allegation.
It is, and be taking drugs by 5 days, and quite possibly dead by 21 if you don't get any form of help.
Wow.
And of
Where
course,
is
I
he
mean,
making? Where's
Does
he
the
getting
help
these?
come in the
guys?
form of Jesus or...
well,
his
I mean,
salvation?
maybe. I mean, I reckon he's got a bed or two to spare alongside Jesus. I don't think he just comes up to kids and is like, "Have you guys heard about Jesus?" So I'm not saying that is right, but he obviously feels very strongly about this.
Yeah,
and,
as he should.
yes,
Not him, as one should.
yeah. Well, he should because he founded the whole youth of
Yeah.
the streets.
Where is it situated?
I don't know. I think it's nationwide.
Oh, I remember we were at my school. We used to have him come in assemblies. A guy dressed in or maybe there was a Salvation Army. There was a fair few that came in, and there was the female equivalent of Matthew Talbot, which I forgot what the name was, Janine someone. Don't remember. But
Oh,
yeah,
really? Where is it?
It's in Wolloomooloo as well. I forgot what it's called.
Have you ever been there?
Yeah, I volunteered there. I can't remember the name, but yeah, it's the female equivalent, and it really just supports. I think it also supports single mothers and women suffering from domestic violence a lot.
Right.
So it was interesting. But I think also domestic violence is an interesting thing to talk about by homelessness as well, because we were talking about it in I do a feminist class at school, not school, uni, and it was just interesting that apparently the rates of domestic violence have not increased, but because now it's more knowledgeable that people can speak out. It's a lot more prevalent people leave homes, and therefore there's an increase in the amount of what's it called, reports, but there's not an increase in the amount of
So more people who are
instances.
getting assaulted are speaking up.
Yeah, which is it's good campaigns have been run. I guess we have a lot of feminists in our society, especially I guess like even on like Saturday Night Live and shows like that. There's a lot of what's her name, Amy Schumer. I actually saw a really interesting woman last night. Her name's Kate McKinnon. Have you guys heard of her?
No.
She's actually like a phenomenally interesting. She's like openly lesbian, hilarious woman, and she's on like Saturday Night Live. She impersonates Hillary Clinton a lot. She's actually hilarious. And I think it's all about social media movement, pretty much in our society, whether technology has a power to actually have an influence on social change. I don't think it does, but people sort of use it for the wrong tools.
Yeah.
But did this class put that down as the cause of more reporting, social media, or?
I think social media is one that instigates a lot of. It inspires people to come out and talk more about it. Obviously, all those posts about
Because you
depression
see
and
other
things.
people saying, look, I'm going through this.
Like that
et cetera.
movement with guys. I think it was a few weeks ago that it's okay to talk about depression.
Do you think that was really effective, though? Because I don't think
I
that
don't
was
think
at
it
all.
was.
I thought that was stupid.
I think
Are
it
you
was.
okay?
Yeah, no, it's okay to talk.
I
And then
think
guys
if-
were doing that like, I don't know what you call this,
Yeah,
the thumb and index
It was
finger.
like, I think it's good when it's a person who truly is genuine about it, but I know a lot of people who just did that were just bandwagoning and meant nothing to them. I know it's all about the sincerity of it, and it wasn't really sincere. It was like Coney 2000. When was Coney? Ages ago. I didn't
Coney,
think Coney was
12, I
effective at
think.
all.
Yeah, I don't think it was effective. Yeah, there's a lot of people just bandwagoning that. But I don't.
Yeah.
Do you think Facebook's the right medium
No.
for that?
Facebook, I don't know. It just no. In our society, not anymore. Like maybe like influential people can have an effect on Facebook, but not our sort of peers. I would say. Just,
No way.
I just don't think.
It's just for me and a lot of my friends. It's just flooded with memes, jokes.
Yeah, you guys
satire.
love your memes.
It is good meme
So
platform.
it's hard to take something seriously on
Yeah,
it
it's
when
so
you
true.
just 80% of it's just jokes or you're tagged in something that's
What do you think
stupid.
inspires social change then in our day and age?
Well, I think, like, for example, there was a huge spike in divorce rates in, like, the 70s and 80s, and that's because Reagan, in, like, the mid-50s, he allowed people to get divorced without a reason.
Ah,
And before that, it was really tough because you needed both people there. So, like, if, your husband or wife just kind of, like, went AWOL, you couldn't get divorced
really?
because they need to be there. And also, in a lot of states in the US, domestic violence wasn't even a good enough reason to get a divorce.
Wow.
So heaps of people were just stuck in these terrible marriages, and a lot of women were being abused. But then, in the 70s and 80s, there was such a huge divorce rate because all these people who were in like bad marriages could leave. So it's actually come down quite a bit since then.
Because Reagan said it was okay.
Well, he created something called a causeless divorce, where you didn't need a reason to get divorced.
Oh, like illegal
Illegal, yeah.
bill. Okay, sure.
Yeah, so I reckon, like, social media, yeah, sure, it's a bit whatever, but I think once social movement starts to trickle down into, like, legal changes, because
It's all about that statutory development.
exactly, because homelessness is on the rise, and, like, I guess the government does have to do something about it, because we can, feel sympathetic all day, but at the end of the day, it's just more beds that are needed.
And how do you get statute development?
That's actually interesting
Zoe.
because we were talking about that yesterday because I'm doing criminal law at the moment. And it's really interesting what we were doing yesterday. We were doing complicity and joint criminal enterprise and extended joint criminal enterprise. And most of it's not actually implemented in statute. It's all common law, which means that you're only following the precedent of previous cases. And therefore, there's so much leeway for things to change and cases to be overruled, which means that it's just not really solidified in law so far, which I find very interesting because there's so many, there's so many other, which other part of law? No, larceny is common law as well, but so many different aspects of our law are still common law and haven't followed an approach that has implemented it in statute yet, which is interesting.
But, I mean, do you think that sort of fluid system of law, common law, do you think that is the sort of law that would start making a difference for the homeless?
We have to, as in which, are we talking about, because are we talking about like criminalize?
I don't necessarily mean criminals, but like the government, has a say in our welfare system, and I think that is more statutes than common law.
I think homelessness is more about social change, I guess, and awareness. I don't even know where we would start with alleviating any issues with homelessness. I'd have no idea. It's very foreign. That's the whole idea. It's very foreign to all of us. I mean, we come from very privileged backgrounds, but we never talk about
We
it.
don't
never
really have
consider it.
much idea about it.
Well, you know a bit about temporary housing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you like to talk about
Sure.
that for a bit and how that helps or doesn't help?
It definitely helps, but it's still, mate. It's just like the burden of not having anywhere to live. So when I came back from these holidays, I didn't have anywhere to live. So
wow.
I went to this place called Stucco. So Stucco is a cooperative housing for students at Sydney University, and it's weird. Like not many people really know about it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Where is it?
So it's located on Wilson Street next to Carriage Works.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, so it's really close. And basically it's like 8 terraces, like all in the one block. And each terrace has about 5 or 6 houses. And it's just for students and it's run by students. And it used to be a factory and students were squatting in there in the 90s and they refused to leave. And then eventually they just kind of got ownership of the factory and then it turned into student housing. So I went to, when I got back, I heard about Stucco last semester because I saw an ad at uni. And then what they also offer is temporary housing for up to 6 weeks for free.
Free?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I came back to like from India, went to uni and like I had to get like an SRC person, like a student, no, sorry, just a person, a counselor at uni to like sign off a form and say, I need temporary housing. So I went and did that. And then I went there and I stayed there for 6 weeks for free while I looked for a housing.
That's so good.
So it's actually pretty good.
So it's not. So no one who know about it. So therefore, you got in quite easily.
Well, anyone can get in for temporary housing. It's not.
Oh,
it's
wow.
not
So there's always
competitive.
available places.
Yeah. It's like, well, you need somewhere to stay. We've got somewhere to stay for you. So they don't fill up the whole building for that reason. So I went in there, and that was really good because it was like, okay, I've got like a bed, I've got somewhere to go. Like this is sweet. I can look for another place. So temporary housing is good. It's really helpful, and then it got me enough time to find another place, and it saved me heaps of money as well because I wasn't paying $250 a week for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, it's really good, but I think it's really annoying with this place is that not many people at uni would know about it, right? Like I literally only found out about it because I saw an ad for it on the back of a door of a toilet.
Yeah, they're really
in
helpful.
Fisher Library. That was it, and it's like, well, and I'm thinking like. I found out about this place by chance. If you literally, had nowhere to go and you're a student, you didn't know about this, you'd be fucked. You'd be like, well, I better go live in a hostel or
also
like
the
that.
beauty of it is that no one knows about it, so people who do know about it get it in very easily.
Yeah. So yeah,
So Stucco, like stuck an O.
it's Stucco. I think that's
Oh,
like a
okay.
type of plaster or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really asked what the name came from.
And you stay for the full 6 weeks.
Yeah, I stayed for the full 6 weeks, and then I've recently moved out. But they also offer permanent spacing at a really affordable rate of $90 a week
Oh,
for
wow.
students, which is really cool.
$90. That's amazing.
Yeah,
It's not even a full day's work. That's so good.
yeah, it's so good. So it's a really good place for students.
Yeah, definitely. Where'd you go in India?
I went everywhere. I went to Delhi, Agra.
Were you
Bangalore.
traveling alone or?
Yeah, funny story. I started off in a social enterprise program called 40K.
No, you didn't.
And I quit it after 2 weeks because I didn't like
Did
it.
did you do it with people like Eman Hart?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a good friend. That is so funny. What do you think of 40K?
I thought it was a complete scam.
Good.
We actually
I
our
totally
first
agree.
show
Yeah, our first
was
show.
about 40K,
Oh really? I think I
and
have
has a scam.
I have a friend who was on like the board of it for 2 years now. He was a grand boy as well.
He was on the board of 40K.
Yeah, Rory Martin.
No, what do you mean by board?
Like one of the directors and got paid to go over and facilitate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about it?
I don't know. He just, I guess. So I, from what I gather, it's the whole social enterprise thing where you get there and you're figuring out what to do with the community you're in and how to help one person build a business. Is that the whole
Yeah,
thing?
that's it.
But I mean, I
You
remember.
don't actually help anyone do anything.
Yeah, because I remember email was telling me like they took 2 weeks to not even figure out anything because they went down an avenue that failed and then had only 2 weeks left to figure out what to do in the end. And it was just, I don't know, it just sounds like a total scam. In India, you don't, like my mum's from India, so I sort of know the culture quite well, but not really. I don't know, it's not something you can just go in there for a week and change majorly anything. You have to sort of, it's a huge country. Just
Oh, it's ridiculous.
did you do the north or
I was in the center.
Golden Triangle?
Yeah,
sort
no,
of
I was in the south near Bangalore.
thing? Oh, Bangalore, yeah.
Where most of the I think all of 40K was situated near
Oh,
Bangalore.
how was your reaction when you left?
My reaction or their reaction?
Their reaction.
Their reaction was like a bit disappointed, a bit shocked, but like understanding, really. So they didn't.
And it's phenomenally expensive for what
It's
$2K, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's like $2,000.
Yeah.
just for the program. And
Why did Rory leave?
Rory, oh no, as in leave. Oh, I think he moved on to. I think he was doing some sort of Cambodian one. He's quite experience in sort of the dealing with charities. I'm not sure what he does now, but he's going full-time work next year, so I don't think he's doing it anymore.
Okay.
But
okay.
I know it was like quite a resume booster for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, like everyone.
Yeah. Did you get the credit points or you didn't get the credit points?
I didn't because I
You left.
left. Yeah.
How many? It is 6, isn't it?
It's like 6 credit
But
points.
you also have to, I think, study business or something.
Yeah.
I didn't get the credit points.
Oh no, I couldn't. Did you do it as well?
Yeah.
That same time?
No, I did it before him.
And what did you? So did you didn't like it, but
Yeah, well, it wasn't that I didn't like it. Like, it was fine. It was a scam.
so why'd you do it, Jack?
I didn't know it was a scam.
Why didn't you tell him?
I did tell you.
Ian forewarned me, and I had my, I had my thoughts of what it might be.
That's so funny.
But I'd already paid. I was like, I'll go see what it's like. And then after 2 weeks, I was like, I can't do this with you guys. I can't sit here and pretend we're doing something and walk around trying to sell like solar panels to like Indians who have no money
Yeah.
every day. This is stupid.
I just could not imagine being on it. I would never do something like that. If I was doing charity, I think there was what's his name? A guy called Peter Singer. He's quite a famous philosopher / humanitarian person.
Yeah.
He's talking about the fact that like charity work is altruistic and nice to do, but the benefits reaped aren't that much because the percentage of the money that goes towards the actual cause is minimal, probably like 20% with all charity workers. But apparently the idea that is like it's the most efficient way is just to donate money and like allocate it to different places. But I don't know, like it's so difficult because even
Effective altruism.
yeah, like but I don't know, even what's it called? What's that place? Oxfam, they I think they only retain 50% of their profits. And the 50% of their profits actually go towards any charity. It's just, I don't know. I don't buy into the idea. Do you think that volunteer work actually is useful?
Well, I
and really-
think often yes, but I think most of the time when it revolves around traveling, it usually isn't because they're using that as the appeal.
And it's all about people finding themselves while they're traveling.
Exactly, yeah. Like it's not, no one actually goes over and builds a dope hut and then all these
Yeah.
people are like, I have this hectic hut now. Like
Yeah.
it's not like that. In fact, in a lot of cases, like they'll just bulldoze the hut for the next group of people to come along and build the same hut in the same place.
Yeah, my brother did a month in Cambodia volunteering in it was quite like efficient. 280 I think for a month to stay and eat and live in sort of outside Siem Reap and like tutor in a school for I think 8 hours a day. He ended up being sick for half the time, so didn't really do much work. But I think that's I think teaching's nice, but it's so transient. Sort of the nature of it is that you're staying there for, I guess, 4 weeks, but then you're just ditching them straight away and going back to your life. I just
Yeah, look, I think you should just see it as like something that you want to do, and it's cool. But I don't think you should hold any illusion that
Yeah.
you're changing the world.
that's so true.
That's the best way to approach those kind of
Yeah.
activities.
On a similar note, when you volunteered for Matthew Talbot, did you feel like you were making any kind of difference?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just picking up the plates and putting them back.
Yes, you were.
I mean, I didn't, but like they still needed someone to pick up the plates, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't they?
Well, I guess
Did-
the
I
point
don't know.
of that was more to expose, like,
Yeah, that wasn't.
It was
That wasn't.
more-
It was really. Yeah, it was.
It was
just,
educational,
Yeah,
predominantly.
it was more of an educational experience
more of a help for us than for them.
Yeah.
for year 11, year 12 students.
That's
like,
the thing. Like, what is the actual true way to improve the world and actually help? Because it's just so. A lot of it's such a farce. I mean, I volunteered in the Ashfield Soup Kitchen in year 11 and 12 for a bit. It was sort of like 3 hours in the morning cutting up fruit. But I mean, yeah, that was nice for 3 hours. But you just like go back to your own life and do whatever and just don't really.
But I mean, I guess it's better than nothing.
Yeah, true.
oh,
Oh, I've got a text in.
I've got. I can't. I'm not sure what that says. Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't know. There's a guy called Will McCaskill. I'm not sure if you've heard of him, Zoe or
No.
Ian. He was he got a philosophy degree from Cambridge, and then he was like the youngest guy to get a doctorate from like Oxford in philosophy or something like that. I don't know his exact background, but he started a website. I think it's called 80,000hours.com, and it's purely about effective altruism. What is the best way to use your time, money, energy, so that you can make a difference? And yeah, it's a really interesting website because like he exposes a lot of the fallacies behind things like volunteerism, and that and talks about like actually if you want to make a difference, like donating like $2,000 to this charity will be much more effective than
exactly.
you going anywhere at any time.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to like give like a few dollars here and there, that's good, but like it's actually more effective if you work a job here for like 2 years, then donate $10,000
So true.
and you're saving like
Yeah, you're
10
saving
lives.
flights. You're saving.
Yeah, you're saving much more money that way.
Well, something else is you can donate blood because that's free, and
Oh, I
each
love it.
blood donation can save 3 lives.
I've donated blood since year 10.
So-
I started real young.
I mean, yeah, there are definitely ways you can help.
I think there's a rule now you can only donate once a year if you're under 21 or under some sort. I think it was under 18. I'm not sure, but I remember I used to do it every 3 months. Yeah, it was quite. Yeah, it's really good, and you get a free milkshake at the end, and you feel really
Good on you,
happy.
Zoe. Soup
I loved
kitchen,
it. Oh yeah, should I put that on
donating
my resume?
blood.
That's the thing.
What
it's-
else have you been up to?
I volunteer in a Marrickville Legal Centre, but this is literally the biggest fast because what I do is I get evening sessions, and it's every 8 people come an hour, and there's probably 16 throughout the night. It's family law, so just civil litigations. Mostly it's parking fines and people trying to dispute something that's indisputable. It's just there's photo proof of these people parking illegally, and they're like, I want to dispute this. I'm like, oh, you're an idiot. But it's just I rock up there, I check their ID as they come in, and then send them into their room, and that is literally what I do for 2 hours, and then I go home. It's just I don't know why I do it. I could do it sort of because I felt like it sort of helped a bit, but it's not really that
Good for the
effective.
resume, though.
But that's the thing. This is what I hate about people. My
Everyone
brother and I
says it,
both
yeah.
hate this. If you're doing something nice, just do it for yourself, not for a resume. I think all my friends do this just for a resume. Mr. Rory just does it all the time. It's just so annoying. Do something just to be a good person. Reese, my twin brother, just hates that sort of stuff. He's so against people just doing things for the resume. But to be honest, if you want to get ahead in life, you need a good resume too.
It helps.
My resume is not looking good at the moment just because there are so many people who've done, I guess, volunteering in the Northern Territory at a legal centre, etc.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know so many people do that. So stressful. Not that I
So
really.
competitive.
It is really. Yeah, it's not the best. How are your degrees going, competitiveness wise? Oh, you're finishing both.
I'm nearly finishing, so
well
I'm
done.
all right. I've got a job I've already got a job for
No way.
after if I want that.
Is that
but
that's for the
that's
end
for
of next
engineering. But
year?
that's for end of next
Oh,
year.
but you
for
don't wanna do engineering?
Yeah, but I don't want to do
Yeah.
that. So I'm not really in the best position, but we'll see. Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, you're starting your arts degree.
Yeah. So looking forward to that.
Classic token Sydney Uni arts degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to do anything like Ings or just straight arts?
Just the aim of the game is to just try to get the highest GPA.
Okay, I recommend also doing film studies. It's English
I have
101
heard
too. It's
studies
so
is
easy. I did German, so I'm sort of fluent, so that's the easiest subject I've ever done. Do you do languages?
No.
Languages are so easy at uni. And what other subjects are good? Can't remember. For psychology, it's quite tricky actually.
Yeah. Well, it's
Full-
marked very harshly because it's very
Yeah.
competitive.
And it's 100 multiple choice questions that are really tricky.
Yeah, they try to get you.
Yeah, they
Speaking
do.
of psychology, you study a lot of psychology, Jack. and
Yeah.
What is it? Do you have any insight into the
The what? The way it's.
Well,
I don't know.
Analyze me.
Because I know 1 in 3 homeless people have a
Mental
illness.
illnesses.
Yeah,
Oh.
so what's your opinion on that?
I think if you're mentally ill, it's hard to get a job.
Yeah, it is.
So
It is.
therefore, it's hard to make money. Therefore, hard to get a home.
Yeah.
And I think that's the the trickle down effect.
But I mean, does that make everything harder to do?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
If you've ever had any kind of anxiety, depression,
I
or
mean, not for the person with the mental illness, but from, I guess, maybe the government's perspective to, try and help a lot of people. If a third of them
yeah, I don't
has
know.
mental illness.
I guess it would. I haven't really thought about that, but no doubt it would. You mean they need treatment, whether it's through counselling or medicine,
And that
Yeah.
also costs, so.
and that,
Yeah, that costs
who's
a lot.
paying for that? That costs bulk as well. And therapy's not cheap, by no means. Anyway, I actually pre-prepared a few little questions to ask you guys this morning.
Oh, so exciting.
There's different questions.
I
We're
bet they're
gonna
really left field.
pardon.
I bet they're really left field.
Well,
Oh.
I've got two different. I've got two different sets for you, Zoe. One for you, Zoe, and one for
how
you, Ian.
exciting.
So, Zoe, since you're new to the show, and the show's been about conspiracy theories in the past, even though it has evolved, I was thinking of hitting you with a few conspiracy theories, and what I want you to do is just give an answer on a scale of 1 to 10 of how true you think they are. So 1, not a skerrick of truth.
Have you made some up? So there are fallacious ones in there, or
they're all like
all-
legitimate conspiracy
Okay.
theories.
But it's just, yeah.
And
they're
10
all theories. Okay,
Yeah, these are all popular mainstream ones. And 10 being that for sure, definitely real.
yeah.
No way, it's not a thing.
Okay, let's go.
So, all right, we clear? All right,
Yep,
Ian,
we're
your
clear.
question's coming later. All right,
That's fine.
cool. All right, Tower 7 from 9/11 was a controlled demolition.
0.
Okay, all right. Bigfoot exists.
0. I'm very, very realistic, by the
The
way.
moon landing was faked.
0.
Pharmaceutical companies are ripping us off and lying to us.
Oh, 8.
Ooh, climate change is fake.
Oh, dear God, 0. Can we go into negative figures there?
Ghosts.
0.
There is a reptilian elite, also known as the lizard people, that control the world.
I'll go for a 2 there.
2,
Yeah,
okay.
why not?
And the existence of UFOs.
0.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
I'm very cynical. I just don't believe in all this sort of nonsense.
Fair enough.
I like talking about it, but I just, in the end, I'll conclude that no.
Well, it's a hard 10 from me for all of them.
Good. Yeah, I knew the reptilian elite would get you going, Ian. Now, thanks for that, Zoe. So,
You're welcome.
I guess the listeners, you guys out there, you guys get a feel of where Zoe's at with her conspiracy theories.
You text in if you disagree or have any comments.
Hasn't seen the truth yet. Ian, your questions, you just got a different set of questions altogether. Okay. So I'm just gonna fire some at
He's
you,
gonna make me look like a dick.
Let's do it.
depending on your answer. So, what should I start off with? Which famous celebrity would you like to date and why?
Oh, these are good ones.
Idris Elba.
Who's that?
You don't know Idris Elba?
Nope.
No.
Just Google image him right now, and then you will know why.
Idris Elba. Idris Elba. How do you spell that?
IDRIS.
IDRIS.
Is he German?
He's
Or
black.
Austrian? Oh, black.
So it's a black English actor who's a musician and DJ, and he plays the drug baron Russell Stringer Bell on the HBO series The Wire.
Yep,
The
and
Wire. Oh, is he the one in the Yeah, I've seen.
He's also in Luther. He's in Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
That's the worst title.
Pacific Rim. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, and why would you like to date Idris Elba?
I don't know. He's just like the pinnacle of man.
Yes. I'll
Looks
have to
like it.
Google him.
Okay. All right. Another question coming up. Which animal do you consider to be the sexiest?
All right, let me think about this.
He gets better questions than me.
Sorry. The questions were made before the show. The questions stand.
Devastating.
All right. I'm gonna give. All right, maybe some kind of bird. Like,
Peacock. No, I don't want to influence your decision here.
well, peacock's not a bad one. Or maybe like a. I'm just gonna sound like a creep no matter what animal I say. Maybe like.
Say it. Just say something.
I just
Say
can't.
it.
I just can't. I guess snakes are kind of sensual.
You God.
Not to bang them, but there's sort of like this whole gothic vampiric like there's a lot of music videos where there's like some scantily clad woman dancing around with a snake. Like they kind of
I can feel like there's a Nicki Minaj sort of one theme.
yeah. So maybe a snake. It's pretty sexual. No, it's not attractive, but it's got a sexual vibe.
Next
Sure.
question.
Next question. You have 1 week left to live.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Oh,
Oh, just heaps of drugs.
Okay.
eat so much. God, I'd eat everything.
What would you eat?
Anything. Like just cheat
Pingers.
day every day.
Pingers.
Pingers and more pingers.
Yeah. I'd go on the
You'd
The
probably
pinger
die.
diet.
You'd probably die before a week was over.
Dude, what would you'd start coming down after like day 2 and you'd have the worst week ever.
I don't know, I reckon I could stay on a week-long high.
Oh my god, do you reckon you could?
I'd sell everything I have, put all that into drugs, and then just be on a week-long high.
Just ride
What
it
a
out
way
strong.
to go out. Wow.
Wow, that'd be...
Would you go overseas to do it? Travel somewhere?
No, it's harder to get drugs over there. So,
Is it?
Really?
well, yes. You gotta catch a flight.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
precious
true.
time. That's 1 day.
That's precious time of sobriety. So,
Yeah, that's true.
precious time that you could be high that you are not wasting. All right, there's a few more questions here. I might switch back to Zoe now.
Yes.
3 words to describe yourself.
Oh God. Okay. Let me sell myself. Highly cynical. That's one word, by the way. It's
Yep.
going to be hyphenated. Enthusiastic and witty.
wow,
Would you
That
agree?
was a real plug. A real soft
Have I sold
plug.
myself?
Highly cynical, enthusiastic, and witty.
Am I a
Good.
10 out of 10?
That first one, I don't know if we agree on that.
Oh yeah, you guys are all about the conspiracies.
So reptilian elite, you've given it a 2. What? What?
You got to explain it more to me, Kay. So what's the deal with this reptilian elite?
So you know how the Illuminati is obviously true.
Yep.
So
Are you familiar with what the Illuminati is?
Yep. The triangle thing.
well, it's
That's how they
The shape,
represent
yeah.
themselves. But really, they're the people who are above the governments and the world leaders
And behind
control-
every conspiracy.
behind everything.
Yeah.
They're running the world.
Yeah.
They're calling the shots.
Who are they?
well, it's interesting because their leaders, the top tier of the Illuminati, are actually a race of alien lizard people.
Oh, this is
that
connected.
that can shapeshift into humans.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they've come from outer space, come here, and they've just decided to take over, and they've shapeshifted into humans.
I watched a fair bit of sci-fi. I believe that.
Obama is one, obviously. The Queen, Queen Elizabeth,
Yep.
is also obviously one.
Yeah.
The Pope, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of lizard people.
He's a
out there.
good pope. He supports gay marriage. I'm impressed.
He's a great Pope, yeah, but I mean, it's all part of his lizard person
Yeah.
agenda.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
So
Yeah, I'll bump it up to maybe a 6 now.
six,
yeah.
I'll do a
yeah.
solid 6. Maybe 6.5.
So you think, well, okay,
Maybe
so say there's no lizard people. Do you
6.66.
think just the buck stops at the top leaders of the government? Who's really controlling it?
Oh, it's a tough one.
I mean, obviously the corporate institutions,
Malcolm's not. He's
obviously the
big.
big banks, but like who's controlling them?
Egos, I guess. Who else? Logically, obviously, people just the patriarchy. Let's comment on that.
Definitely.
Slight feminist edge.
Oath.
You know, recently I've realized there is such a patriarchy still, and it's so upsetting.
It is. It's massive.
This
isn't
glass
it?
ceiling just never. I reckon it's not going to be broken for centuries. Such ingrained sexism.
I don't know
It's
about-
too ingrained, like for men to even realize it's there as
Oh,
well.
I've
Which is one of the biggest problems.
I went to dreaded Sydney Uni College for a year and a half, and changed my perspective on how life really is. It's just such an ingrained culture of
That said, though, I
misogyny.
think colleges are notoriously extremely bad.
Yeah,
Have
true
a
that.
Pretty horrific reputation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a fair representation of the average university.
Oh no, definitely not.
no way.
Yeah.
Colleges are fucked.
Blue. Yes, Rob Morris, they are.
Roddy Nibbler, if you're listening,
Oh, Roddy Nibbler. Yeah,
try and
that's the
defend
one.
that one. He'll defend that till the day
What,
he
4
dies.
years at Paul's? Well done, sir.
Yeah, good achievement.
Have we got any text in so far? How upsetting.
We've got Zachary Gerard has tuned in. Thanks, Zach. And we've got one comment: lizard people ? And there's a picture of the crab people from South Park.
Crap people.
Could be the crab people
I
from
need
Randy
to start
Bags.
watching South Park. I love. I'm very much I like 30 Rock.
Well,
Parks
you're
and Rec.
witty.
I'm witty. Is it a good song? What's it sort of compared to
It's very abrasive, and that's
compared to Family Guy? Much better.
Much better.
Well, it's not better. It's
Yeah,
just
better.
extremely abrasive, and that is the biggest fault and positive of it.
I feel like I'm so many.
It's like
scenes
it's more of
behind.
a social commentary than
Oh, good. I like that.
than Family Guy.
What do you guys think about The Simpsons?
It's great.
I was. See, my mom and dad never let me watch Simpsons when I was a kid.
My dad swore it made me
Well,
dumber.
you should get to watching the first.
Oh, I've
13
seen
seasons.
the I really like what was the episode? It was a play on the streetcar named Desire. It was a good Tennessee Williams adaptation. What was it? The streetcar named
Named
Marge.
Marge, yeah, Streetcar
I
Named
like
Marge.
that one. I did like that one. And what's the other one I was told to watch? Camp something.
Camp Krusty.
Definitely
Definitely Camp Krusty.
Yeah, is that a good one?
It's a great one.
Okay, I was told to watch that as well. I will watch it at some point. Maybe our holidays are 4 months, so I definitely have a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And you guys aren't doing anything.
No, I'm doing stuff. What do you mean? I just haven't. Oh, I'm doing stuff. I haven't made plans. Exactly.
How good.
but
Are
I'm
we have
just
any
like-
more questions?
Oh, there's more questions.
Yay.
I was just kind of just trying to get back onto the reasons why you weren't a conspiracy theorist.
Oh,
You're too
I don't know.
rational.
There's too much. Yeah.
Pharma companies, though, that was a big 8, wasn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, I know. I would definitely agree. I always do.
It's something sus going on there, isn't there?
Do you buy when you're offered the what's it? The,
Oh,
the
the
generic?
generic?
No,
Yeah,
do you
I
always,
get the generic.
I always
It's
get
cheaper.
generic.
Yeah, 'cause
cheaper.
It's the same thing.
My friend was like, "I'm just gonna get the expensive one because I think it's more legitimate." I'm like, they wouldn't sell it if it wasn't sort of reasonably
But
legitimate.
it's literally the same
I
ingredients.
know it's the stupidest.
Right. What other questions did we have there? Is university worth the cost? That question's for both of you. In Sydney, I guess, in Australia.
Well, it depends because some people get heaps out of their degree, and a lot of people get nothing out of their degree.
Wait till you do arts, you'll get nothing out of it.
Well, I don't know about that because I know a guy who did arts, and sure, maybe he didn't get much out of his degree, but he got really into Surge Radio and stand-up comedy, and now he's a stand-up comedian.
Wow.
And he does national tours and stuff.
This is literally, I would love to be a comedian. I've been watching all these video clips online. It's just. Like,
Have you ever
so
thought of
witty.
giving stand-up comedy a shot?
Oh, I don't know if I could do it.
I think you could do it.
I don't know.
Well, you did claim to be enthusiastic
And witty.
It's sort of like, it's subtle
Highly
comments
cynical.
I make. I
Does
don't.
suit
Yeah, but I
comedy.
don't. I've been watching these YouTube. Like, you got to watch Kate McKinnon. She's phenomenal. The way, like, her entire demeanor is amazing. But I just couldn't do that. I know myself. And I
Maybe
don't
just
think I
try
can-
it though. Like
Maybe I'll try it. one
we
day.
find an open mic. We give you a few months to prep, and then you do it. What do you reckon about that?
Yeah, why not? Are you guys doing Surge next year?
Yep.
Yeah.
How exciting! Yay! I'm so excited. Might switch it up. I may do a morning or an afternoon, the 2-hour slot. That'd be exciting.
We didn't get any kind of choice.
No,
I'll
we got
just do
Tuesday
timetables.
to 10 a.m. and we didn't have time. Got a text in. Thanks for the text, Mr. Anonymous. Great chat, but surely UFOs exist.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because yes, they do.
I agree. UFOs definitely do
Where was the most
exist.
recent sighting for you guys?
Of UFOs?
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen one.
I haven't
but
yet
I can
to.
look at the evidence.
Which is?
I know they're coming. I know my time will come.
You're just kidding yourself.
Also, just back to the conspiracy theories. Tower 7, you gave a 0, but do you know 150 million people in America believe it was a controlled demolition?
Wow. That's because Americans are so dumb.
Americans in.
Do you know Americans didn't even know the date of 9/11? Watch the Chases episode. I've been watching Chases recently.
Wow,
It's like,
they don't know the
literally
date of
like October the 10th. I know it was like last year. It was literally 10 years off. This was in 2006. They were interviewing Charles Firth in America, and he was asking some like just generic Americans what they thought of it. And they're like, do you know when 9/11 was? 9/11, obviously. Like, even I know it's 11th of, wait, hold on. 11th of September.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's because
You know?
Americans do the date the other way.
So stupid. It's always supposed to be the smallest, a bit more big, and then the biggest. So it should be day, month, year. Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Pinpoint referencing. So much. Oh,
Confused them. It's confused as
and
Americans.
their spelling is
so they don't even know what
awful.
the
I
date
mean,
is.
I love this. I love the Z letter base. It hits home. But like, I hate when people use like criticizing with a Z and things. It's just ugly. S is so much classier. To be honest, I really don't like Americans in general. I just find them very obnoxious. And when
Me
I've
too.
traveled in hostels, I couldn't stand them.
I'm definitely in that.
Yes,
They
good.
built that
People.
reputation, yeah.
Their voice, it's just the voice as well. If you have a nice, I like the Boston accent, I love it. I think it's just so Boston. I don't know. Do you guys like, which accents do you like?
I like any spoken by a kindly old man.
I like Alec Baldwin's voice. I think he's great.
I like British accents.
I love British accents and New Zealand accents. Kiwis are the
I
best.
think Alec Baldwin sounds like Fat Albert trying to get you in a bed.
Their family is so unbelievably high up in society. It's ridiculous. 4 Baldwins, such old money. Wait, new text coming.
There's another comment from Facebook from Dave. Crush the patriarchy.
Oh,
Here.
Dave, I love you. Who is this Dave? What a good guy.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave.
Crush that patriarchy indeed. Because seriously, I just
What advice do you have? Do you have any
What advice
tips
do I have?
Or anything?
Crush the patriarch.
just be yourself. I'm just like I used to just be so worried about, I don't know, speaking my opinion. Like
Is this-
actually quite relevant.
Is
The
this
elections
for men or women or both?
for women, you got to just be
Okay.
yourself. Because I actually will do chuckle a little Sydney stew poll right now. Sorry. So there's these elections for the Oni right now. Do you guys know about them?
I've seen them. Can you explain?
Okay, so
what
pretty
it is?
much. So there's 3 tickets running. So there's
What's a
Wet.
ticket?
A ticket is just like 3 different campaigns, 3 different groups of people who are running to be editors of Oni Swad this year.
Right.
And there are 3 different tickets. So there's Time for Oni, which is predominantly like my conspiracy theory for this ticket is that they were formed straight after the sexual assault articles came out from colleges about like the interesting things about like that Wesley Rackweb, et cetera, and then from St Andrews College, et cetera, and even I don't know, I think Sanctus Spear had something, but yeah, so they're sort of this is the backlash. They're pretty predominantly college based, more right wing, and very like I don't know. It's not in line with Sydney Uni Valley. Predominantly Sydney Uni is a left wing. You can say that, but that's another reason.
Except at the colleges.
Except at the colleges, of course. But they literally like they're not even at uni ever, so there's no point even including them.
I guess the colleges are a very small percentage of the uni, like
Oh, yeah.
population-wise, but they're a huge part of the uni's, I guess, identity or image.
And income.
And income for sure.
But no, I think so Time's pretty much that ticket. Wet is just a left wing ticket that sacrificed its morals and ended up teaming up with Time, so therefore has sort of sacrificed its integrity in order to gain more votes.
Right.
And Sin is what I'm voting for, because who doesn't love Sin? But it's just the most left ticket, to be honest, and it's just quite. I don't know. They value multiculturalism and self-identity, inclusive of international students. Because Sydney has a really bad international student program. I feel just.
But like, how can they do that? All they're doing is
I
editing.
think
they're just like.
I mean, yeah, here's my conspiracy.
They're just
theory
editing
that
them.
is
Yeah,
shared
yeah.
with a lot of people is that it's all a bit of a circle jerk and doesn't
Yeah.
matter very much at all.
I don't think there's no way that Oniswa will ever be as predominant as it used to be in the 80s and 90s. Like the Chasers were all editors of Oni, and it was such a big thing, and people actually were so active. But I don't know, with social media and things, there's too many different sources of information now that like Oni's sort of
And I
redundant.
guess-
We've got Pulp as well.
a lot of people are caught up in, I guess, their own woes.
It's the thing, like there's a lot more issues in our society now that there used to be. I feel just more dissatisfaction, disgruntlement.
Just because we're exposed to a lot more issues.
Yeah, and I don't know. I blame technology for a lot of it, to be honest. I think
yeah.
social media technology just creates such unrealistic expectations that girls have to conform to. Mostly, this is the patriarchy right here. Back to this patriarchy.
Let's stick on this.
This is just there's so much pressure for a girl. I mean, if you're going, I don't know, like even whenever you go out, you have to sort of look the best. You have to, I don't know, I just feel like I always used to have to conform to what other people wanted me, like expected me to be. I went to Ascom, so I mean, it was very ingrained that like an eating disorder was a prerequisite to go to a private, like a high school. It's just very much so many such pressures. Have you ever guys felt that with like looks and things when you are out and about, or have you ever felt
Less about looks, but I would
Yeah,
say more
definitely.
about success.
interesting?
Like a lot of me, not particularly, because I'm not too caught up with like what people think or anything like that. But I know that
Amen.
a lot of young men are very I guess tormented by the idea that they have to be more successful than their friends or appear more successful than their friends or people around
That's
them.
interesting. Success is never. I don't think success is the biggest issue for females at all. But I can definitely say that with men, especially in your environment. You went to Sydney Grammar, so it's very.
But I mean, I think that's why like a lot of bars are so expensive because it's a bit like, well, you look cool going there because you can splash out, $30 for a cocktail, and that makes you a baller.
I spent $100 a night out on Saturday night. I was so upset with myself. And I bought $9 drinks because I went to the AFL, which is great. That's something. Do you guys watch AFL?
No.
What? City
No.
Swans.
We don't talk about sports on this show.
Okay, well, back to what's your view of the patriarchy? What do you guys think about feminism / what are the issues pressing
Look,
females nowadays?
I think I don't know enough, and I'm looking to learn more and more day by day.
Really?
Really.
Why
because
did Sydney Grammar not like? Did high school ever expose you to things?
I don't know. I have a friend, actually, Dave, who is more,
Thanks, Dave, for listening.
well-read about feminism and, he studied a lot of gender studies courses at uni, and he's really invested in feminism and equality on a whole. So he's like explained a lot of the the concepts to me, and just things that I didn't see was going on, like with I guess sexism that was just
Like
it's
microaggressions and stuff.
no, I haven't mentioned. I don't know. I don't even know what microaggressions are.
And
they're
it's
they're
so-
just like subtle, like, I don't know, if maybe on this radio show right now, I would ask for your opinion on something and not Zoe's. Like, that's a microaggression. It's like a very small act of like, I guess aggression isn't the right word, but that's just a term for it, microaggression.
And then the mansplaining thing, where men have you heard of mansplaining?
Yeah, but I don't really buy into that. Because
I have
think-
no idea. Like if a guy interrupts you, I'll interrupt a guy too. So like I don't really get
Yeah,
offended
I
by
think
being interrupted at all.
mansplaining is a bit. I think it's a bit.
It's a
of
far
joke.
stretch. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's very. There's so many. That's the thing because feminism can be taken so out of context and can be warped in so many ways by extremists
Well, I
that
think
the
that-
whole core of it is forgotten.
I think that ironically, extremists are some of the most extreme feminists.
Extremists.
Some of
Yeah, the wrong word to use. Sorry.
the most, militant feminists.
Yes, militant
Are
feminists.
some of the most damaging people to their own cause.
Examples? Do you think Jermaine Greer is damaging?
Well, she recently went on like a massive
Really?
anti-gay tirade.
I remember. Yeah, I was quite surprised with that.
Do you think they're damaging though? How?
Well, if she's trying to make feminism like appealing to the young generation especially, and then she's like, and gays are subhuman, by the way.
So you're saying because of her other comments about something unrelated to feminism, it's damaging to her own cause because it's, damaging her identity.
I guess so. Yeah, in a way. But also like
I don't know.
Even in like we were like my school was very very insistent on every semester teaching you with feminism with every single subject intertwining values of feminism into it. But even like it was such a big contradiction because the running of our school was that literally there was no room for individualism in like dressing or anything like that. We all had, have you seen our uniform? Like I remember I was a prefect in year 12 and I had to enforce the rule that you had to have a skirt that was below the knee pretty much, or you were like
You know where
pretty
that
much
comes
called.
from?
Where does it come
Like,
from?
well, I actually don't know if it's true, but like at Catholic unis, especially old school where like, not unis, high schools, they were all religious and you'd all pray. It would be like the standard was so that when you pray,
When you kneel down,
Yeah,
that's what we had to do in school. A teacher asked you to drop on your knees and test where your skirt fell, and if it fell too high above the knee, you got detention and you had to take the skirt down.
yeah, and that's because in chapel, like which you would start the school day with all the time, you know, that's how they would measure it.
And my school was non-denominational, so it's such an ingrained value that's, I guess, centuries old now, or maybe decades. But I don't know. I found that so many of the superficialities and the really requirements at school detracted from individualized and like being an individual. And that's when I went on German exchange in year 10. I realized, wow, just like our values in Sydney are just so superficial. We have so many people who just, I don't know, like even at uni, there are so people who just so focused on their image online and just nothing else, no personality in person, and people still like guys value that as well. That's the thing too. All men fall for it. Like they all fall for girls who just look good aesthetically, and that is it.
I don't think that's true. I know.
I think it's
a lot of guys, myself included, that
Good.
you know.
Nice.
I think that's a bit of a
Generalization.
That's a
Definitely.
generalization of
100%.
men as well.
This is the thing though.
Oh,
In our environment, it's just very much like that. I guess privileged eastern suburbs is
Eastern
where
suburbs is full of shit.
good. I
Eastern
think
suburbs fucking sucks.
I'm a taste
Always has,
leasty.
always will, and it should be fucking bombed.
To be honest, okay, would you classify Kensington as east?
No.
Good. I'm from
Anywhere
Kensington.
from like fucking Double Bay to Bondi
good.
and everything in between. It's a complete scam.
Anywhere called like Bay or Point.
But yeah,
Yep.
it's
Dumb.
people who are so full of themselves that think they live in like the best part of
Oh,
the
God, yeah.
world and are just fucking rich because
And
their
the
parents were
transport
rich.
sucks as well.
And there's nothing fun to do there
Yep.
really.
No
And
public transport.
Pardon?
No public transport.
I know, like the 3 to 4 and 5 to Vaucluse is the worst.
The roads are mad shitty as well.
Oh,
It's Double
a
Bay.
bottleneck.
Double Bay sucks. Has anyone been to Double Bay and
Oh,
like
God.
thinks that's fun?
Getting
I
a
refuse
mate.
to ever go to the Sheaf. I've been twice in my life and will never again.
Just,
it's just
that
woeful.
whole area is like a big wank.
Yeah, that's
of
where
rich
that was
people.
literally my school.
Although we were in Bondi last night.
Bondi's nicer. Bondi's a wank, but Bondi you can go to the beach.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Bondi, I don't know. I like Coogee better because Coogie's more sort of.
Yeah. Although Coogie's
Down to
kind of
earth.
turning into like a Double Bay because it's just being like it's just becoming more and more expensive to live there. So it's only attracting these wealthy yuppies who
Yeah.
suck because they'll buy $15 juices and think that's sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. Yeah, the whole cafe culture in Sydney is quite. I'd like to go down to Melbourne soon and see what it's like down there. Apparently the vibe there is a lot nicer. It's more left wing.
A few comments in. Couldn't agree more. The East sucks. Thanks, Zach.
Oh,
Thanks
thank
for the
you.
message.
Well done.
Oh,
See, I live in such a good area. Kensington is actually such an underrated suburb. As like, it's so close to
yeah,
everywhere.
Kensington's
Well,
nice.
it's
It's
close to
low
UNSW,
key.
which is the big selling point.
That's the stupidest thing for me. Like, well, why didn't I go to UNSW? Actually, no, I didn't
No,
want to
don't
go to
want to go
UNSW.
to UNSW.
But,
UNSW
cool.
blows.
I study there a lot. I love UNSW.
Yeah,
the
I
law library
study there
there's
as well.
Quite nice.
Yeah.
You do you? What?
Yeah, I study
We'll
in the.
study together.
Well, I used to live in Coogee, so that's
Oh,
why I
no
studied there more.
way.
But just in the main library, which isn't even that nice.
Okay, they've cut off level 10. I was so upset. That was where I used to, you know, the little pen at the top. There was like lounges and you'd sit with little desks. They've cut off level 10 completely since it's not open to public.
Another comment in from Randy up Mossman.
Oh dear God.
I don't like
Thank
Mossman,
you,
but
Randy.
I don't hold it in the same category as the eastern suburbs.
I do though. Mossman is such an elitist place.
Oh, it definitely is.
It's very much like everyone goes to the Oaks and that's Neutral Bay, but still like
Same
that's
shit.
Moho and what's the other one? Minsky's. I know
Yeah.
public culture. I just never. It's just too much effort, and also public transport there is annoying as well. Military Road is the worst. Oh, I can't stand it.
Yeah, it's a big wank. They're just these, just a lot of rich wanky people who think they're mad because they live in this one place
That's the
that
thing.
sucks and everything's expensive.
If I had money, I would literally buy the worst house or just like a standard maybe townhouse and spend all my money on travel and actually things that will be useful, charity, travel. Just I don't know. People just waste money. It's just such profligacy. What a good word.
I don't know that word.
It means waste of resources and money. So it's just that you're a profligate.
Damn right. I really like that word. Rich wanky people like all of your friends. Exactly, Randy. Bag. You're one of them.
Yes, you are, Randy Bags. Who's that?
That's
Oh, is this the radio guy who's the one after me?
yeah, Randy Bags does come
I know
after you.
you. Hi. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
his real name?
It's 11:02, by the way, so I don't think the other people are coming. So
Wow.
We might be the only people on all day.
This is so exciting.
I've got nowhere to go, so I'm going to stick around. for a
Me
bit.
too.
Why
You?
not?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Can we have a toilet break? Because I'm going to go to the toilet. Okay.
Anyway, the number
I'll
to
be back.
text in, though, for those of you interested who've been riding along with this, is 0448856416. Phone line 0291140902. We're talking about Sydney living, eastern suburbs, Mossman,
Suburbs
Kensington,
that suck.
Western Sydney. What's your favourite?
What's
But
your
that's the
least
thing,
favourite?
dude. Like, Western Sydney also sucks. I wouldn't want to live out there.
So where do you want to live? Mate?
I don't
Where
want
do you want to live?
I don't want to live in Sydney. I don't really want to live in Sydney.
Why is that?
Just because it's just like
You know, I'm
the places. Look. See, like Mossman and eastern suburbs. Like, I don't like the people in them, like generally, and I don't really like what goes on there. Just like the fucking shops and everything, and
Sure.
the shit. But like, they have mad views, and there's some pimp houses there.
Yeah, there's some pimp
There's
houses.
there's some real pimp shit there.
Yeah, but there's some pimp shit all over.
But like, they've got the nicest views, dude. Like,
I
I
mean,
was
I
I was
guess
at
the views are
Cremorne the
good.
other night. Holy shit, that view is so fucking good. But like, I'm not going to be able to afford that anytime soon.
No, not soon. You know,
No.
a couple of months.
No.
Oh, wait, we're still now.
Yeah. And then it's like, what? And I've already grew up in Coogee next to the beach, so I got to have the beach, bro. I can't start off at the beach and go
You're
west.
just putting yourself into a hole, though.
I know. That's why it's like I got to move out of Sydney.
I don't think, you know, I'm going to call bullshit on you right now because a lot of people do get this wandering urge to leave their town, and just statistically, most people don't. Like a lot of people leave and then come back.
Oh well,
But
maybe
I'm
I'll
just
come
saying-
back.
I'm just saying maybe it's a phase.
Maybe.
And I'm not discrediting it. Like, you know, go check it out. Go do whatever you need to do.
There's a lot of places out there, dude.
No, there is a lot, but just, you know, most people end up, you know, they die within 50 kilometers of where they live. They
Dear
were born.
God, that's miserable.
Oh god, no.
Where do you live?
I live in really, really close to Camperdown.
Oh, so lucky.
Yeah, but I was born in Melbourne, so I'll have to go back to
Ah, when did you come to Sydney?
I don't know, like 5.
Yeah, when you were 5 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. Can't really remember Melbourne.
Yeah, my parents are in Melbourne right now, but yeah, they said they like it. But I don't know, it's quite a.
Yeah, I want to live in Melbourne. Like,
But it's-
genuinely, I'd like to live in Melbourne.
I'd like to live in Melbourne, does in it's cheaper, but the weather-wise, actually no, I don't really like summer anymore. I kind of like winter.
I like the cold.
I like winter fashion and I like rugging up, but Sydney just doesn't get cold enough. It's just depressing.
That's true. Though I think that Melbourne is a little bit overrated.
I would
Huge
agree.
comment. Melbourne's overrated.
It is.
Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
a
it's
little
good. It's
bit.
good. It's fine.
I think I'd rather live there than Sydney.
I'm
To
not
be
saying
honest,
it's a bad
Melbourne is a
place.
beautiful place.
I
'cause
think
it's-
Sydney's overrated.
Sydney's 100% overrated.
Fair enough. Okay. Melbourne is overrated by people who live in Sydney.
True.
Specifically. Whereas Sydney is
Sydney's
like,
overrated by people who live in Sydney.
Melbourne's also great because it's predominantly supporting of the AFL, and I feel like an idiot here when everyone supports NRL and Union, and I
if
hate
it
it.
makes you feel better, we don't support either.
Well, that's depressing because AFL is truly okay. You got to watch
AFL is
this
truly
Friday
what?
night. It's actually the best sport. Like, I've
It's
watched.
actually the best
What
sport.
Oh, I just think that's the best and most entertaining sport to watch is undoubtedly AFL. I know people are going to definitely disagree,
yeah.
but I think I don't know. I've grown up with it, and Sydney Swans are such a cute team, and it's also such a nice.
So are you okay? Say the Swans lose. How will that affect you?
I'd be devastated to be honest. Okay, so
What do you mean by devastated?
But why would you care
But
at
like,
all?
it's not your
No, but
team.
they are my
this
team.
isn't you.
It's not me,
But
but it's
you've got
all
nothing
about
to do
support.
with
Well, how are
Okay.
you doing anything?
Okay, well, like you guys support things that you're not part of, but you
No.
conspiracy
Support
theories.
Yes. Yeah,
I
okay.
have more of a right to support AFL than you do your conspiracy theories.
No, look, that's just because we're right.
AFL
Right.
is a
AFL's
tangible thing.
So is
You
the
are
theory.
fine.
So is the conspiracy theory.
Alright, no. Look. If Jack Attack decides to just stand up, I'll be there. You know, I'll be cheering him on, even though I've got not much to do with it. But then, like, if we win 7 golds in the Olympics, I'd be like,
I
could
don't
not
care about the
less.
Olympics. I just don't
Okay,
care.
back to the Swans. So Swans lose, you're devastated.
I'd be so sad. We've come so far this season. We've done really well. We won't.
This is it. This is so many.
I love
I
the
know.
Swans.
I know many Swans fans, and they're just like, it's like, why? It's not about the Swans. It's like, why do you get so invested when it's
I
just a
love
team
it.
and it's just a sport? I just can't get this.
But it's
I
about
can't
the
think of
culture and the
anything that
environment.
matters
It's such a
less.
nice. Do you guys watch do you watch cricket or anything?
no, I
it's
like
the same
cricket.
thing.
Yeah, I like cricket because it's nice to
Have
to
a
watch.
few babies when
Yeah,
you're at
and
member
watch
stand
Australia
with
play.
your friends who have memberships to the
Enjoy,
CCG.
but at no point am I like, oh my god, my Australia lost, or like, whoa, I'm shattered. Like, what am I going to do?
I only care about the only sport I ever feel like I really passionate about is AFL. That's the only one.
Yes.
I-
And that's, we're just going to get to the bottom
I
of
just don't
this.
understand why you guys. It's like obviously it's such an Australian thing to have a support of a team. Obviously, I just don't like NRL. I think
Are we
NRL.
on Australia?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
is that
you
what
are
you're
Australian.
suggesting?
Let's claim this. No, you aren't. But I just think it's nice to support a team. It's nice. It's just.
But is
Look,
like,
and it's been
I
my
think,
childhood
people seem
thing.
to get enjoyment out of it. And I don't want to
Well, you're not going to like Melbourne because everyone in Melbourne supports AFL.
No.
It was originally VFL, which was Victorian Football League, and then it spread out.
I mean, yeah, but then we just got like people here who are into like NRL.
Yeah,
and, like, other
NRL.
bullshit.
NRL is wank, and it's just bogan.
I
To
don't-
be
I don't
honest.
What's the difference?
There is so much difference. It's also the type of people who watch NRL, and they're
You don't get
Not-
them in AFL?
You get them in AFL.
Some.
There have
I've
been-
met some in Western Australia.
there have been some
and
awful AFL
Tasmania
fans. Like,
and I don't not so much Victoria, but people that watch AFL and they're bogans.
oh, a woman recently threw a banana at an Aboriginal AFL player, Eddie Betts. For,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
just like there's so much racism.
It's
in
really
AFL.
on a higher class than NRL, isn't it?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's a bit next. That's pretty mean. And what is it even like?
Oh,
you
it's
know?
it's oh, she was just it was just a very because he's a very prominent forward for Adelaide
sort of
Crows.
like the Adam Goods of AFL.
Yeah, he's the Adam Goods of the Western Australia, pretty much. Not Western Australia, Adelaide, but he was playing
is Adam
Western
Goods,
Australia.
Is he NRL?
No,
he's
he's
AFL.
AFL.
He's AFL.
He's Swans. He was Swans. He
retired.
retired. That's the one.
Graduated.
What am I talking
He
about?
retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year. Well, he's 30 something.
Oh, yeah.
Reached
so
his
that's-
peak. Far,
Yeah.
far.
Okay. So how long will you be sad for if the Swans lose?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know at all. I think.
At any point, will you be like, "Hey, this is a bit silly"? Like,
No.
the Swans lost, but I'm
Okay,
sad.
can we? Anyone text in? Does anyone here actually support sport and feel quite devastated when their team loses, or just
Randy
sad
Bags
because-
is a big sport.
Randy Bags,
fan.
comment on this, please. Back me up, please. Obviously, probably not listening anymore, but thank you.
Also, people who
Does
don't
Randy Bags support AFL?
Yeah, he actually goes for the Swans, like you, Zoe.
Randy Bags, we are meant to be. Come on this show now. Let's have a chat.
Come down to the Surge
Come
studio
on
if
down.
you're here. Randy Bags, legit.
But also, just the fact that I've watched AFL for a long time. There's this really good page called, it's like, oh, what's it called? It's like Simpsons AFL memes or something. You'd like it.
Yeah, I would like that.
Simpsons references with AFL. No, I don't get the Simpsons part, but I get the AFL part.
But you can get Simpsons references about anything.
Yeah,
So why,
what
like,
rock bottom page as well.
That's pretty funny.
So surely you would just go for Simpsons or pure Simpsons.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I'm just
maybe.
saying, no-
I
no
mean,
need-
Wait, so
Don't-
when you look at someone who supports AFL, you sort of look down on them? It's
No,
like,
I just
oh,
don't
you're
think
weird.
anything-
I'm just like, oh my god, like this person's so like into their team. Like, how are they doing?
I
that? How
own
are
a
they not
scarf
seeing
if
it?
that means I'm into it.
And it's
yeah.
like, oh, they're with the other 100,000 like idiots who are also doing this on the weekend. They're waiting till the weekend so they can watch another team play sports, and that's how they're,
It's like a holdout. Okay, you actually think I'm pathetic for this, but I lined up. This game started at 7:30 p.m. and I lined up at 3:30 because I wasn't going to get a seat.
That's shocking.
I got a few
Yeah.
comments here. Randy Bags, I love the Swans more than I love life.
Thank you, Randy Bags.
And Roddy Nibble has commented, nah, blind felty to strangers kicking balls around is retarded.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
Obviously.
I just think-
Roddy Nibbler is such. Oh,
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
what's, is this?
that-
Where's this? Oh,
Continue.
I just think we spend so much money on these sports, and at the end of the day, it's like, oh, like Soccer World Cup was like $6 billion or something, and did it really help anyone do anything? Like, it
Yeah,
kind of wasn't
okay.
like the biggest just.
What, yeah. What is NRL doing for our society, Zoe? Really?
creating more sexual assault allegations and charges, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 It's-
Well, that's NRL. Okay, every sport has their flaws, but I think NRL innately is an awful sport, and I just think. Okay, do you see a difference between NRL and AFL when you watch it, if you ever did?
Like, yeah, okay.
AFL
I'll
got big
concede there's a distinction
AFL is
between them and the cultures. But I think you're overestimating the difference between the cultures because you enjoy AFL.
So I'm biased.
And you're
I'll
biased.
gladly admit that. But I don't know. I've been raised like this. My dad's from actually he's from Brisbane, but he's played sports one since the 80s.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure if I was raised in a family that like got around sports, I'd probably be going to the games as well.
my brother played AFL. I used to play with him, and he plays cricket, so I sort of support cricket, but not really because it's long, and I'd rather watch grass grow at a different location. But I don't know. Cricket's a nice sport, but 9 hours is not
I don't really
the amount
like
of time.
any sports really.
really. Do you play sport?
No.
It's very ironic that like
It's fun to play them. Like, I'd definitely play AFL.
I get playing sports.
Yeah, I'd be up for playing any of these sports,
But I
but
don't
just
get
watching it and just reading about it and being with all these other people who never stop talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
You
it's
don't,
always
like,
on.
it's
It's
not.
always on the TV. Like, every time I go to the gym or that, there's always some NRL game or some AFL game or something from the media, like, about NRL, AFL, and it's just like, it never ends.
this is also where a good feminist argument comes into play. Would you ever choose to watch female sports over male sports?
Well, it would depend.
Well,
Like,
we
if
don't
they-
watch sports.
Yeah, if-
But,
yeah, I know.
Look, probably not, right?
Look, if there was a female,
Just boring, right, watching
AFL
females run
team,
around?
I wouldn't be like, fuck yeah, now I'm into AFL. Like, it would be equally pointless either way, in my opinion.
So I mean, in the Olympics, there was a big thing about who was it which team won? It was a female basketball. I don't know which team it was, but it was some sort of female team that won overall. Was it the female soccer team? I can't remember. No, it wasn't. They lost.
I think, no, they
No, it was
lost
a
in
hockey-
penalty shootouts.
Oh,
It was
penalty
actually-
shootout, that's
yeah,
the
it was
one.
nuts.
And that was against Brazil, so I feel like Brazil sort of should have won because obviously
Yeah,
they
for
put a
sure.
lot
It's
of effort into
their
it.
Olympics.
Yeah. Although the Olympics, what do you guys think of it? I didn't watch one thing.
I thought it was crazy.
I think the Olympics sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're talking about waste of money and profligacy, talk about the Olympics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's just something that doesn't help anyone do anything. It's a bit of a joke.
And
People
it's
waste
so
money.
ironic that, like, literally in the month, the 2 months lead up, they were criticizing the hell out of the Olympics, being like, oh, they're so inept, Brazil, blah, blah, blah. Minute it starts, oh, the spirits automatically started. My brother wrote an article about this. I'll link it to you guys. It's quite good.
Yeah.
Where did he submit
He
the
has
article?
a really good blog online. You should check it out. It's called okay, so the URL is www.adifferentkindofhunger.wordpress.com. Don't make it into Tumblr because Tumblr's like this porn thing, which is really weird. Unfortunately, he chose a different kind of hunger, but it's a really good blog. Like he is a very intellectual guy. So tune in. I mean, read it.
Cool.
I'll link it on your page.
Sure. You can link it now if you'd like.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'll get it up.
Yeah, get it up. He's got some really good articles. He has a good one about Hamlet from a long time ago. He talks about. He has I think it's a 15,000 word article about ISIS. Contro, but good.
All right.
1,000 words.
Yep.
Okay.
I haven't even finished reading
That
it.
sounds boss. That he can write 15,000 words about
He's
ISIS.
I don't know
he's a
15,000
very
words.
smart dude.
All right. Well, I'll get it up. We've got a few more comments in, and we're taking texts and
Can
calls.
you guys, hey, you're commenting, just call in, please. We'd like to have.
Yeah, please call in. Phone number's 0291140902, and
Oh.
the text line is 0448856416. Got a comment from Zach. Some sporting teams have deeply ingrained sociological beginnings that develop passion and support because it represents their social sphere. Working class towns like Liverpool in England. Channeling my first year sociology right there. Next, so how does one channel that sociological passion for Liverpool from Bondi?
To be honest, I hate soccer, so I have no comments whatsoever to do with
yeah,
this.
I agree.
I think soccer's a very boring sport. Sorry, Zachary.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
That doesn't happen in Australian sports. That's just bogans who like
I don't know about that. Like, I think
the Roosters.
the relatively high proportion of Indigenous players is inspirational to a lot of.
That's
Indigenous
AFL
students.
predominantly. It's a good culture.
I mean,
Except for
look,
the
I
racism.
also wouldn't go so far as to say it's a good culture because it is still like
Fine.
There's like rampant racism in
Yeah, there's rampant
AFL.
racism, but
and sexual assault.
yeah, that's more NRL, I feel.
I think that's big in NRL.
I mean, I feel like
Obviously there is.
It's not like someone crosses over and then it's like, oh, I'm not a rapist now. How good is that? Like AFL.
Oh.
It almost feels like the NRL's the whole thing is like this long drawn out soap opera, which is just the whole thing's constructed by the media. Just keep bringing people in, keep them entertained with all these dramas that just play out every month.
I don't know if that's true. I don't think that's true.
I don't think
Do you
it's
think
true,
this
but
is a
if-
big conspiracy?
No. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy theory that the NRL is staged, but it feels like it at times.
I
When
don't
it's like
know.
every year, there's all these little dramas that come out, and they get like so much media attention, right?
No, I don't.
So much.
Look, I don't think
They get
that's-
hyped up.
I don't think that's.
And then what happens is the players they don't get like they're not cast out of the culture in the game. They get like they're getting like I don't know. Get spoken to, have an interview, receive a bit of negativity. Then 1 year later, they're like hosting the footy show.
Yeah, because they make money.
Who makes money?
The players and the people who are in
Yeah.
charge of
But the whole
cast-
thing feels like a bit of a drama, right?
But
With it has no credibility because if it did, then it would kick these players who've raped women or done other shit and would get them out of the game and get them out of the culture. Would it not? Why would they bring these people back in?
because they make money.
Yes, that's the point.
Yeah, but you're saying it's like I'm saying the opposite of what you're saying because you were like it's like a constructed drama. Or it seems like a constructed drama, whereas I think the opposite. I think they're trying to keep the drama as low as possible.
But I think-
No, they want more drama. Like, I don't think they don't want people getting caught up in sexual allegations.
I think
Of course not. There's so many suppression orders in cases like that
hold
as
on.
well.
There were so many negatives in that sentence. What
Yeah.
were you saying? I don't think they don't want people not getting caught up.
Yeah.
So you think they do want people
Yes.
not to get caught? They do want people
they
getting
want
caught
people
up.
getting caught up.
To get caught up.
No,
Wait,
I
do you
just-
think it's positive for women or?
I don't think it's I don't think it's a positive for women, and I don't even think it's like really it's a positive for anyone. But it's a positive for the media, and it kind of is a positive for the sport because it keeps this attention around the
I
sport.
disagree. I think you would, for example,
I think if there were none of these dramas with the NRL that go on forever, they never stop, then its popularity would die down a little bit.
I disagree.
No, I think it's always
disagree.
going to be prevalent. I think it's just.
I think that the most well-known case of something like this happening is Michael Vick, who is an NFL player in the US. And he was found, really successful. He's worth 100 million now, over 100 million now. Really successful, and he was found to have a dogfighting ring where he had hundreds of dogs, and he was found he actually killed a lot of the dogs personally because
Wow.
he gained enjoyment out of it. And he would electrocute them to death or drown them or shoot them.
Oh my god.
And he would adopt dogs
I've heard of this, yeah.
from the pound and feed them to his fighting dogs as training.
Wow.
And he went down for it, and was not allowed to play. But 2 years later, he was back on and one of the most highly paid.
That's the thing. These
players
people are
ever.
so impervious.
That's the thing; they're always back.
But I'm saying the teams didn't want him to get caught or get caught up in any crime, so they tried as hard as they could to try boost his publicity back. He even got keys to the city of Dallas.
Maybe the team doesn't want the guy, but the whole business of the sport wants
They
the
don't.
person
No, the
to get
business
caught.
doesn't either because they lose a lot of money.
Okay, in this situation, maybe with this guy who fucked up dogs.
Yeah, but even with sexual allegation cases in, Australian sports, the businesses lose a lot of money when that happens. The media gains money.
It's also sponsorships. People don't want it coming out because
So the-
people sponsored will lose their.
So the media gains money,
Yes.
and the NRL itself as a business loses money.
Yes.
Right?
Or that team will lose money.
Will they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How?
Because they lose sponsorships.
Yeah,
they often
it's
have
all
to-
about sponsorships.
They often
Right.
have to kick off the,
The
player
reputation.
for to keep up their image. They'll be like, oh well, we won't let them play for a season, so they'll lose a lot of money because their star player or whatever isn't playing.
Even with the case,
So it all comes back to the media.
it's all about the media.
It's all about the media making money.
No,
Even
but it's not like the media is. If anyone's controlling these players, it would be their team, and the team doesn't want. Are you telling me that bloody Fox News or something is being like, you should really fuck up right now? The media doesn't have any
This is
say
just-
in what these players do.
I think Jack really likes his conspiracies.
Yeah,
but,
I think I've got lost in my own
You're,
conspiracy
you're
theory.
searching for one where they're
I'm not
definitely-
sure what I've buried myself into, but the NRL staged.
I agree with that. I don't like the NRL, so I'll just
See, this is the thing with the Swans. It's just about making money off you, Zoe. The Swans don't care about you.
I get free tickets, so it's okay.
They don't care about you. It's just another corporate institution
Another
trying to
cog
make
in
as
the
much
wheel.
money
Yeah, true.
off you as possible.
We're free thinkers.
Okay, you're
That's
calling
it. That's what
you
sports-
think I'm
sports
cynical.
fans
You
is
guys
about.
don't even talk about having just enjoyment of watching a sport. Can't life be just simple as that? Having a
Look,
bevy or
you're,
two.
you're going to the game costs money.
No,
buying
I walk
alcohol
there.
there costs money.
I buy
Buying
it.
Swans
You spent
merchandise
over $100
costs money.
I got
Swans
my
membership
star for free.
Costs money. It's all just more money. You're just contributing
Yeah.
more money to
And
this thing.
don't give us this whole it's
Ah.
the wholesome things in life when you're going to this giant stadium with 40,000 people. And
You've just
millions
been
of
you're just
dollars.
being commanded to go to this event, support this team, and do this
With your
with the
other
other
sheeple.
100,000 people.
Wow, well,
who
I-
haven't questioned it.
Well, okay, there's no way I can even change your mind because you're that adamant on this.
Well, we want to hear arguments. We want them.
I just think it's okay. So it's like analogy. For as an example, I've talked to people who are probably 10 years older than me. Okay. So do you guys watch Star Wars? Anyone like Star Wars?
I've seen a
I've
few
seen
of
the
them.
movies.
Oh my god, who are you guys? Okay.
Why
well,
would we watch Star Wars?
It was okay. This is my whole point. It's
Which
about your
which
child.
episode?
Okay, I'm talking about okay. So obviously
5, and 6?
4, 5, and 6 were filmed in the 70s, and they were very big. Sort of had a cult following with the people, our parents' generation, etc. Now when I was born, I was a '96 born, so I grew up with 1, 2, and 3, and that was the
And they were
Anakin Skywalker with Hayden Christensen and Padme, etc. And I think they're a really special movie, a series, because I grew up with it, and
they
that's
were
my
terrible.
thing. But so many people think they're terrible because of that. I think Force Awakens is absolute shite because it was a money-making scheme and B, followed the entire plot of A New Hope.
Wait, no, okay, no, but if you're dissing it for a money-making scheme, episodes 1, 2, and 3 were the biggest money-making
Yes, I
schemes
know, but that's my childhood. This is my
Hollywood
point.
of
And
all
by
time.
extension, I think Swans is for that. To me, is like my childhood, so I've grown up with it, and therefore I will be never swayed to not like
I
it.
don't really grant concessions to things just because they happen to be around when I was young.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's think about. Let me think of something
maybe
to
like
come
video
back
game,
at.
like a video game that you like Pokemon or Nintendo.
Nintendo
or-
64.
Pokemon.
I still play my Nintendo 64
I mean,
sometimes.
look, don't get me wrong. I can watch an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh and be like, "Wow, this brings me back."
Aw.
But it's still a bad show.
Yeah,
I would
I
be
used to have the
like,
cards. The
the
cards cost like
Yu-Gi-Ohs.
$1.50 each. I can't believe my mum bought them for me.
Yeah, I had hundreds of them.
Me too. Traded them at school. Oh
I just got caught up in the system.
anyone know how to
once
play?
again?
no, I have no idea how to play.
rules
I
and
played
stuff.
Pokemon a lot more. Pokemon was a lot more fun. And the Game Boys, I had my Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color. And the what was that color that was really? What was it? Fuchsia. Remember this Fuchsia City or something? And they
I
had
don't know.
different
I
city
never
colors.
played
eh?
Pokemon actually.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
no, yeah.
Did you guys do Dragon Ball Z? I never got into that.
Nah, none of that.
No.
None
It was
of that
not really a
crap.
thing.
None of that crap. at
I
all.
liked like did you watch Fairly Odd Parents and things?
Yeah,
I love
But
Fairly
once
Odd
again,
Parents.
like if you watch it now, it's not good.
SpongeBob is always gonna be good though.
I don't.
I don't watch that. no.
It's
Only
like-
Simpsons. Simpsons will remain strong.
Yeah.
I
Simpsons
didn't see that.
trumps-
Wasn't my. This is the thing. It's all
Simpsons
things.
trumps everything.
I don't know. I'm actually Futurama over Simpsons.
Yeah, it's not a bad show. I actually quite enjoy Futurama as well.
Futurama.
But Simpsons is
okay,
the, is the,
was
is the
Futurama
bomb.
on ABC at one point?
I couldn't
I
tell
remember
you.
it was, and I was like, and then it moved to Channel 10.
I know it was on
because
Channel 10.
They didn't realize it was
on Channel
inappropriate.
10 and then it was on like 1.
Here's the thing.
Mm.
Futurama gets like way deeper than the Simpsons.
Yeah, it's actually much more highbrow. Oh no, it's not. Simpsons is fucking got a lot of levels to it, but
Yeah.
Futurama's kind of more.
Futurama gets like deeply heavy and philosophical.
It's more.
and
It's more
sad.
like it's more
Really?
topical on like in like science related things.
No, well, I would
and
say
political.
that it's very philosophical, whereas Simpsons is very topical. Like
No.
Simpsons will deal with something happening in politics right now, whereas Futurama might
Really?
be like like what is love or like I don't know.
No, there's
Maybe
there's
don't
definitely
know me.
episodes of Futurama.
Is this
that-
the one, the Zoidberg one?
Yeah.
Okay, I know that one.
What? Where he's trying to mate. He's trying to find a mate and
Well,
no one likes
I,
him.
No, I think she was just asking about.
It's
which
the
show we're
character.
talking
Why is it
about.
Zoidberg?
Oh, I
stuff.
thought you were referencing an episode.
Oh no, I just know he's like Zoidberg, and that's what he says all the time.
I don't think he's not a Pokemon.
Wait, no, he's in Futurama, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't. Is he the one with the little tentacles
He
on
is,
his
yeah,
face?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know that one. I didn't really watch cartoons that much when I was young. Cartoon Network, so many people got into it, like Adventure Time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Never really got into it.
Adventure Time's pretty cool.
Also, my parents never gave me Foxtel, so I've been quite deprived from childhood.
Yeah, I never had Foxtel.
I think that made me a better person, to be honest. I don't buy into Kardashians BS. And...
Still watch the Swans though.
Oh, this is just a moot point. No.
What's a moot point?
I mean, it's a point that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're never going to progress anywhere from
Ah, yeah. I think it is a moot point.
In
Yeah.
fact, is the word moot used in any other context other than a moot point?
Oh, I don't think so. I think it's just a
Yeah, I know. because
package deal.
There are actually a lot of words that are like.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's alright. Seem to have like a single use, which I just find really strange.
Yeah, true.
I can't think of any
yeah,
others.
it's so annoying when you,
But
you
there
know
are
there are,
heaps.
but you can't think of any.
Yeah, there are heaps of words that just seem to have like one context, and I just find that really odd.
I'm going to try to think of one now. Yeah.
What,
Can we-
the
so like
words
moot
part of-
point. There's a phrase that you never use solo at either the words you use solo. Actually,
Well,
you use
you
point.
can say the point was moot,
Yeah.
but I can't be like, yo, Jack,
You're
shirt's
moot.
moot or anything like moot and point come together.
Yeah, so true.
I can't think of a word off the top of my head.
No, but they're out there, and I've had this thought many a time.
Yeah. This is so annoying. I have such, like, whenever I'm sort of on my own, especially bus rides, I'm just thinking, I have such, like, thoughts of brilliance that just I can't replicate or remember.
I have
10 minutes
raps
later.
of brilliance when I'm by myself.
Raps of
Yeah,
brilliance.
I'm spitting fire in my head.
Shall we go
Yeah,
now?
do you want me
Give
to
us
put a beat on?
Absolutely not.
Okay, we'll do that next time though. We'll freestyle. Anyway, still taking texts here. What do you guys think about
Feminism and AFL and
Futurama.
Futurama and Simpsons.
0448856416 phone line.
91140902.
Looking
Please call in.
Have you
looking
ever had
forward to
a
that call.
Zoe?
I asked my friend to move. I hosted her and she just walked out of the room and called us for us. But let me just I'm going to call it and see what happens.
Please do, yeah. And we'll see if
9114.
the light comes up or it rings.
Oh no.
Questions really got on a
Two.
hot tangent after those
Also,
questions.
I really
didn't we?
respect that you have a Samsung, Jack. I was admiring that.
Make that
Excuse me, Zoe.
two of us.
Oh, it's calling. Yeah, so it is. Wait.
All right, so you're calling
yeah,
it.
there is.
All right,
it
so
is
it's flashing up there.
Just barely. It's really.
I'll just answer it to see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. You gotta press the on button as well.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
So, can you hear us on the radio? Can people hear Zoe on the radio?
Turn the on switch on at the bottom of the computer.
Where?
Okay. See the computer? There's an on and off switch at the bottom. Oh no, it's an actual switch. Like you touch it. Hold up.
Don't. Let's do it later. This is becoming boring. Sorry, everyone. Sorry for even trying to do this. Okay.
Hello, we're on air.
Okay. Oh, right. I see
Yeah.
it. So, yeah, you're now on air, and Zoe's on air.
How exciting! So this is what people need to do right now.
Great. All right.
Okay.
Well, we'll turn it off.
Good chat.
Great
Bye.
chat. Off. Right. Okay. So I don't think I got through all of my questions for you
Oh, keep
guys.
going.
Keep going.
Keep
Charge
them
on.
rolling. I like this.
What else did I have? That could be
Contentious.
that's a bit of a contentious
Yes,
one.
go. I like
Go.
contentious.
Zoe? What is your biggest regret?
Ooh, okay. I like this sort of stuff. Biggest regret.
Could get personal. That's why I wanted
Ooh,
to.
are we getting real?
Yeah. That's why I thought, and then I was like, this one could get a little personal.
Oh.
Let's not. We don't need to go
I'm not
there.
gonna answer that
Yeah, that's fine.
I think my biggest regret would be. Ooh, it's hard. I got too many.
Yeah.
No. Probably not going to college, but buying into the college culture so much when I was there. That's
Okay.
probably like always niggles me and pisses me off now.
That's an interesting.
Yeah, that's a really
regret.
interesting.
Very
answer.
pissed off.
I
that.
actually will give you an answer. This isn't actually my biggest regret, but it's quite a large regret. That's also quite a human story. So when I was young, I would have been like, I guess, 6 years old. I was watching this movie called Gargoyles, great movie. And there's this one point where this girl in high school says about this new teacher, he looks like a child molester. And I didn't know what that meant. But from the way it was constructed, I could tell it was meant to be funny, like it was a joke, like just from the cadence and the reaction of the other people in the show and all that. So in class the next day, there, like, you know, another teacher walks in and she's chatting to my teacher, and I yell out, "You look like a child molester," to my teacher.
Oh.
And yeah, everyone was shocked. You could hear a pin drop, and
Was
I
this
didn't know
in
what it meant.
Melbourne or
And
here?
this was here, and I was crying, and I was so upset. And I even remember the chat he gave to me afterwards. And like that, when I'm lying in bed alone, that thought
Oh my
comes
gosh.
up a lot. I just hate myself for it.
Wow. Real.
Yeah.
How about you, Jack?
Biggest regret.
40K.
40K is one of them. No, but see, that's the thing I learned from 40K. You know,
That's the thing, you learn so much
you
and you
learn
don't
from
regret it.
the mistakes,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh well, I don't regret that.
That's
so
the thing.
much.
You
As long as you learn from your mistakes.
Wait, what was it? You don't regret anything because it's what you wanted at the time. Isn't that a thing? That's a little
It is a
Tumblr
thing.
phrase.
But I mean, I don't buy into that.
I don't like that.
Also,
at
a
all.
really good phrase is from Anna Karenina. It's you'd rather wish that you hadn't than wish that you had. So you'd rather wish that you'd had done something and made a mistake from it rather than having not done it at all. I like that.
You'd rather wish that you had than you hadn't.
No, other way around. You'd rather wish that you hadn't than wish that you had. So you'd rather wish that you hadn't done something than wish that you actually had done it.
I think that's also often said with a life filled with oh wells is better than a life filled with what ifs.
Yes. We're getting
Yes.
real Tumblr heavy right now. It's good stuff.
I like those quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have Tumblr.
I don't have
but
Tumblr. I just think it's
I don't think I
wanky.
like Tumblr.
No, I'd never
don't
used it, never
like
have had
Tumblr.
it.
I
Do you remember
think-
FormSpring? Did people in your year get that?
FormSpring?
It was that anonymous question thing where you could type in, it was a forum where you got an account and people could literally just bully you online anonymously. And people willingly took it and were like, I'm better than you. And there was like people like, you're a bitch. And she's like, yeah, well, you are too. And it was literally, it's all published online. Like, it's never going to go away. People were so stupid.
It's interesting how like the different I guess social media platforms all have different sort of personas. Like Reddit, for example, has this real sort of like geeky.
Explain Reddit. I always see people in lectures using it. Never found
Reddit's
it.
actually really great. It's got like a pretty crappy culture, I guess, but it is good for a lot of things. Reddit's just like people will post something and then there's an upvote system, so you're likely to see things that other people like have
Like.
deemed good. But it's got
okay.
this real sort of like pseudo intellectual vibe, which can kind of be a bit wanky sometimes. But it's also good, like world issues. They talk about like politics, world issues a lot. Like a
Okay.
lot going about the U.S. election. Basically, all my U.S. political knowledge is from like Reddit, and then like a lot of science and stuff like that.
Okay.
But then it does also get like real.
Oh, a good friend of mine, we're
Wacky.
in the crim together. He literally just watches food, like clicks photos of food and looks at it throughout the entire lecture. That's what he does.
That's
Yeah.
productive.
And that's from Reddit.
Well, I guess the other thing is Reddit is also huge. Like, there are things called subreddits, and they're so specific. One's called like birds with arms, where people Photoshop arms on birds, and like there's thousands, and some of them are just so unbelievably specific.
It's such a
You can
cult
find your
following.
kink.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I just would never spend my time doing that.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't
I
spend your
know.
time
Look at birds with
photoshopping
arms.
arms on birds, or really
There's also,
too much time watching pictures of.
I think there's bears with beaks, which is
Wow.
beaks on bears.
I mean, this
Is
is
that a
dumb
thing?
shit.
I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird, but then there's also like, you know,
There's good stuff as well. I've read on Reddit.
That's the thing. People on YouTube as well. Like you look at all these fan blogs and things. People take so much time to upload things on YouTube, especially if you're cutting your favorite character from a TV show and cutting every scene they were in over like 10 seasons.
Yeah, the amount of
such a desperation.
time and resources that has gone into all the YouTube videos out there is mind blowing. Of people who've just that's
YouTube
what they
comments
do.
are like seriously like some brain dead stuff.
Oh, if you ever want brain dead, look at this is my guilty pleasure in life. I just go to Pauline Hans's page and look at all the comments there. It is so funny. The fights people have, it's just it makes my day. There was this one fight from what was his name? His name was David. It was on one of the most recent posts, and his name was David Urson, and he was talking about, oh, Pauline, don't let the haters get to you. You're an amazing woman, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was just a massive shit fight about commenting about like, yo, you're a fat ass, your DP looks disgusting, and there was just all comments. It was just really funny because it gets really personal, and people are just so dumb. And these are adults.
I find
Oh,
it
We
so
should know
funny
better.
that people argue online. It seems very pointless.
It's
Like,
so bad.
I actually recently I had a comment on Reddit that got really like popular, and the thread was like, the post was like, anyone who's into horror movies, can you recommend some?
Yeah.
And I'm really into horror movies, so I recommended a few, and heaps of people were like it got really popular because like they liked a lot of my suggestions. But I would get people messaging me being like, I actually didn't think that this particular movie was all that good. I thought the casting was bad.
Did
and-
The Shining make it?
No.
Why did they message you this?
Yeah, and I was like, why do you think I care? Why are you messaging me this that you think that my opinion
Yeah.
isn't that
Did
great?
you
Can I
did
go
you
a
watch The
little-
Orphanage?
Can I ask
I
you a
have seen
question
the
here though? But why did you post?
Because I
Because
wanted
he wanted to
s-
contribute nicely to the person who needed help.
Well, yeah.
I'm
because-
not attacking you. I'm just why did you post?
Well, I really like horror movies, and I guess I just wanted to plug some of my own favorites.
yeah.
What about Nightmare on Elm Street? I think that was such a boring one.
Well, that speaks old, but it did nearly invent a genre.
True. But it was just, I don't know.
Johnny Depp's first movie.
Oh, yeah. What's his name? Freddy Krueger.
I mean, he wasn't Freddy Krueger.
Oh, no, I know. But, wait, so that was before What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Maybe.
I don't
He must have
know.
been super young.
I just want to interrupt this conversation because we got another message in.
Oh,
worries.
yeah.
And I love reading them out. This one was from Zach. Sorry, I did say the number a bit fast then, but his Facebook messaged me. Don't know if late to the party or not. I feel like a lot of men don't realize that feminism is as much about benefiting them as it is about women.
Exactly.
It's about redefining gender stereotypes like hypermasculinity as well as tackling the gender gap.
Oh, who is this, Zach? You're amazing.
Well, that's interesting because
Thanks,
we
Zach.
recently had the Are You OK Day, which regardless of whether it worked or not, it was all about the fact that with this whole gender roles that past the age of 12, men are told they can't cry, and that causes like a lot of
yeah.
issues.
No, 100%. I feel equally as bad for men because
Yeah.
stereotypes that they have to be strong and
I would say that men cry. Well, at least the guys that I've talked to, because I've actually for a long time been asking this question, and I ask how often do you cry, and generally the average answer tends to be about once or twice a year.
really.
And I think I mean, would we?
I'll cry
would we
after a
cry
good movie.
More. If I actually cried recently in a documentary about dogs,
Oh.
but yeah,
I cried in Sherpa, the documentary. That was a really powerful one.
were there dogs in it?
No, it's
I
just,
won't cry.
there were
There's dead
Sherpas.
Sherpas in it.
No, it doesn't quite cut the dogs for me.
Oh, wait, was
How
this...
how often do you cry?
I would say about like maybe 3-4 times a year.
Ooh, I would
so
say.
I'm double the average.
You?
Depending how many sad movies I watched and how... I'd say maybe... Ooh, 10 times a year? Are we doing it annually or...
I guess
Annually
you
is
can
fine.
say
I don't know.
however you want, really. You can say like
I
twice
think
a week or...
for me, film is a really powerful thing for communication of emotions. I really
Oh, yeah,
connect to
Yeah.
film quite well. I'm
Sure.
very much a film buff. I really like analyzing things, and I think film has such a powerful. That's the thing. Film has a really powerful potential to really change things as well.
Okay, what if we take out movies? Because that's sort of like self-induced catharsis, It,
Oh, okay, so actual
almost
sadness.
doesn't count, yeah, so...
Yeah, without
Ooh.
movies, I'm not sure. Maybe once a year.
Yeah, I'd say, once or
Re-
twice
ah.
a year without
If you
movies.
hit a real low, if the thing, I'd probably say like 5, 4.
Times a year.
Yeah.
That's still not many when you think about it. We should be crying all the time.
We
Well,
should
not all
be.
the time, but like, regularly.
It's healthy.
It is healthy to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, for men and women.
It depends also
But both,
what
yeah.
circumstances. Like, I remember like a very good friend of mine died at the start of last year. Like that was a really shit year, but it was just so surprising. Did you hear about the boy who fell off the crane in Balmain?
No.
It was a long time. It was like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago actually.
What
Yeah.
happened?
He was just like, he went to Newington, really lovely guy, just climbed up a train at like 5 a.m. with a friend, just was very drunk and just jumped off and drowned in the harbour.
That's so
Well,
good.
he
was
jumped
huge
off
news.
into the water.
Yeah, I fell or jumped, no one knows, but
How
yeah,
high up was he?
30 metres.
Oh, that's way too high to
Yeah.
make that jump.
Devastating. He was a really like gorgeous person. That was probably like a big thing for our community because everyone knew him and loved him. Went to UCID.
Wow. So did he choose to voluntarily jump?
No one knows, but
What happened to the other friend?
the other friend was down at the bottom.
Oh, the other friend doesn't
So-
know.
That's
Yeah.
got to be so grim if you
Yeah.
see your friend.
And
And
that
then-
funeral was the saddest because he was my year and just like so.
Oh,
it was like a 21st funeral because it was held at like Newington, his school, and it was just Again, that was probably like I'd probably cried like at least 50 times that year.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
yeah,
pretty
very.
fair.
It's all about circumstances.
Did the other friend try to jump in and get him?
Yeah, but he was also in an inebriated state. I feel like it
They
was
were both too drunk.
yeah, not very bad situation.
Wow.
That's the thing though. It's like young death has the potential also to change things as well, but it didn't really change. It's like still a lot of their friends. I don't know. Like people really rethink how they behave and what they can take and like what they actually want in life and maybe go for like thinking of the future. But I don't know.
Oh, I think it's hard to do that because, like, quite literally, your brain doesn't stop developing till after you're 21.
Yeah.
And your decision making is impaired until then.
And we're also young. Like we just, I don't know, that's the thing. I think everyone realized that no one is. What's the word? It's a really good word. No one is
Invincible.
That's perfect. Invincible. That's one. I was like, oh yeah, no one's invincible, and that's the biggest part because he was just like the most popular person, and yeah, biggest shock. But
Right.
yeah, very.
Well, actually, something that's sort of on the same vein as like young death kind of thing. Some advice that my sister gave me is she said that when she was growing up, she would watch like a lot of her friends like get a bit wacky or whatever, like and like especially when drugs were involved. But everyone would always palm it off like, oh, like, it's just Jeff's a bit odd or like whatever. Or oh, Jeff's just going hard on the drugs, like he's just having a great time. But often like they were actually developing mental illness, and this right now, like early 20s, late teens, is kind of when a lot of people it starts to happen. And she was like, I really should have kind of like paid more attention because a lot of them ended up like either severely sick or killing themselves. And just because when you're young as well, like and it's happening around you, you don't really think anything of it.
It's so interesting because my like my whole upbringing. I don't know what happened with my like upbringing, but my first alcoholic drink was when I turned 18, which was literally March of first year uni. So that was my first actual drink in the world. Like I can acknowledge that. I've never really never taken drugs or anything like that either. But I don't know, like I've never had the desire. Obviously, like so many people do, and it's not something that impugns your personality or anything. But it's just people's choice, and I've never really felt like that. So although I do drink quite a bit now. But
Alcohol's a
fuck no.
drug.
Alcohol is a drug.
It's a drug. And
Yeah.
also, you don't have to take drugs to become mentally ill.
Oh no, definitely not. No.
No, you don't.
Oh, this was dead. Not tangent. This was quite tangential.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, so if anyone's listening out there, just keep in mind, keep an eye out for your mates, keep an eye out for people, because this is the age when it does start to happen, and it can seem quite subtle.
Even the recent suicide of Stuart Kelly, I was so saddened by that.
That was pretty sad,
That
actually.
was really upsetting.
He was the brother of Thomas Kelly.
Who's
Who
Thomas
got
Kelly?
King hit?
He was
in
the boy who
2012?
got
Oh
King
yeah,
hit in
yeah,
King's
rough for the
Cross.
family.
Aaron
yeah.
Loveridge.
Yeah. By Kieran Loveridge.
Yeah. Oh no, the Aaron Loveridge was the case we studied. It was
Was that the case?
yeah,
Oh,
as in
wow.
Crown against Loveridge.
Wow.
But he was only sentenced to I think 6 or 8 years.
Yeah,
no,
it
it was
was
8 years and then 2 years.
2 years probation.
2 years non-parole period.
Do you
6
think-
years non-parole period.
Do you
so
think that's a
therefore,
fair sentence or not enough? Or
God
too
no,
much?
I don't think it's fair. I think
More or less?
more. This is why I find criminal law so difficult. Is because there are so many circumstances where they can mitigate. There are mitigating circumstances, and it just really is tough because it's based on background and stuff. And I think also age because I don't know how old. I think Loveridge was quite
He was young.
but I guess he had a lot of potential. Even what the Brock Turner thing, I think that's abysmal, obviously. But I'm sure you guys would agree.
Yeah, that's heinous.
But yeah, I know it's so many different circumstances. There's aggravating. Yeah, that's the one. Aggravating, mitigating. Aggravating, obviously, if you're under some sort of drug, it's all stipulated in legislation. But aggravating obviously worsens your sentence. Mitigating can alleviate it depending on what the situation is. It's often with disadvantaged backgrounds can have like get mitigating circumstances based on, I don't know, troubled childhoods, etc. But sometimes I find there could be a causal link, but it's quite difficult to find that link in the situation that happened. Like if you're just drunk on a night out and you can hit someone, how does your entire sort of childhood apply to that? It could, I guess, the drinking issue, but I feel like it's such a step sometimes to it. So I think I would hate to be a judge in today's society. Just very difficult to.
But why is today's society any harder to be a judge than? I mean,
Because it's just a lot more there's a lot more opinions. There's a lot more ways. Like there's lots like social media, technology, etc. There's a lot more scope for outcry, and I know a fair few people who are high up in like DPP who get death threats and have bodyguards on their houses because I mean it's just quite intimidating not to based on the decisions they've made, and it's quite interesting. Not like me personally, but I know of.
Sure.
But yeah, it's interesting. You see it on like TV shows and crime TV shows. Just it's very. I think criminal system's really interesting. I'd like to go into the criminal law, but there's a lot more you can lose than money. A lot aspects of law. It's just sort of money that can be sacrificed based on that, but it's a lot more. It's liberty, family law also. It's just liberty. It's families' lives, and that can be quite destructive. It's interesting. Would you guys ever consider doing law or?
No.
I actually was.
It's
thinking
interesting,
about it.
but I just wouldn't want to
I don't
study
think
law.
I don't think I want to do law.
My
as a
original
career.
plan was to do a JD after this bachelor, and
36K a year. Ooh.
the way that I did research into it was I actually joined the Law Society.
Oh.
And because I figured that was the best idea about studying law I could
You
get
said Law
without
Society.
actually studying law. So yeah, and we've got a couple of mates studying law, and I asked them.
Doesn't
lot
look
about,
fun.
No,
it
not
looks,
fun.
And it looks like just what I'm really like not into. Like not discrediting law itself or the study of it or people studying it, but it's just not at all what.
It's
I'm
not what I'm
interested
into either. I'm just halfway through, so I might as well finish.
Yeah,
But,
respect to that. We all know that feeling.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a polarizing. It's just an annoying degree as well. People who
It
do
also
law at
seems
UCID.
like a lot of law is almost arbitrary.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, I guess especially as a science student, that's like completely against.
Or a lot of subjects we do, I'm never going to touch again in my future. And it's just like public law. Oh, like that was definitely an awful subject. Like I wouldn't even go far to say it's suicide inducing because it's just, I could not believe how it's just literally reading the Constitution and yeah, that's pretty much it. And just doing cases about Commonwealth and some of it was interesting, like detention centres, etc. But it doesn't really get that interesting. That's the thing. You expect so much more from law in the, I don't know, you'd expect it to be taught a lot better, a lot more engaging, but lecturers are dull, shoots are uninspiring. I
Yeah.
just thought I expected a lot more from uni, and I was quite.
Yeah,
quite
I
disappointed.
definitely resonate. With,
I thought
those
uni would be
experiences
so
where
different.
shoots are just very uninspiring.
Yeah, and
lectures
no one
boring.
contributes,
It's
so there's
all
no
very
point.
uninspiring from the course
100%.
content I found, which is a
Oh,
bit
I
of a
mean,
shame.
some courses are fantastic, you know.
Which ones have you enjoyed?
Which ones?
Musculoskeletal anatomy is
Oh,
probably my favorite one that I've done so far. But like, I mean, yeah, I don't know how I can relate it. but
why do you think it was good? Was it the content or was it the way it was taught?
the way it was taught, I think.
Do you remember Lisa Zadro, Psychology 101? She was good.
Yeah, I remember
Which
her. She was good, but-
like was her topic?
She was
Social
psychology.
And she
Yeah,
makes a lot of
social was
jokes
good.
Social functioning
and talks about
and-
memes.
Yeah, psychology is interesting.
But I actually made the mistake of sitting at the front one time because I loved her.
Oh, and your
I
phone
was
went
like,
off?
No, but I was like, this is so amazing. She's so great, you know, like cracking jokes. It was really interesting and all that. But then I sat at the front because I was like, I'm gonna get, you know, like front row tickets to this because I love her lectures. And she just looked dead in the face while she was telling them. And then I realized you tell these jokes every year for
Yeah.
like the past 8 years. Like you're not having fun. You're
Yeah.
pretending
Yeah.
to. But now that I'm this close to you, you're not having fun.
That's
and that
so
just, yeah,
true.
it made me really sad.
Dude, Caleb Owens also, his life is insane.
Yeah, his brother
Brother
killed his
murdered
mum.
his mum.
Yeah, that's.
I watched the
nutty.
Australian story. It's called In Cold Blood.
Oh, is there an
Yeah,
episode about it? Oh,
yeah.
I'm definitely watching that.
It was quite shocking.
Yeah.
I think his brother's locked up. Was it a life
I
sentence?
think
or-
I think it was live. Yeah, I think it was live.
It's just insane. Oh.
Wow, I'd love to know more about that.
Yeah,
and
watch
how it
the Australian
affected
story in
Caleb.
Cold Blood. I watched it the minute I found out. It was just
Yeah, I'm definitely watching that Australian story.
yeah. Where was it? It was in somewhere. It was like south, not Shoal Harbour, I think.
South.
Somewhere Shoal Harbour, Shoalhaven.
Shoalhaven near Wollongong.
Yeah, I think it was Shoalhaven. It's like one of those places that she was murdered. It was so scary.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, like I've got a good mate called Beringer, if you're listening, and he was dating this girl a while ago, and I was like, oh, you know, how's your girlfriend going? And he said, oh, she actually moved to South Africa because her stepdad killed her mum. So she went back to like her parents split up.
Oh my
Her
God.
dad went to go live in South Africa, and she stayed with her mum. Her mum remarried, and that guy killed her mum. So she had to go back to South Africa
That is
to like go live with the dad.
How do you even deal with that?
Yeah.
wow.
How did when that
That
happens?
sounds like it's not real. Like if that happened
Yeah.
in a movie, I'd be like, that's unrealistic for a movie.
Yeah.
What happens to your perception of just life overall after
Oh.
that event?
If you were the girl.
Yeah, if you're the girl,
Well, do you guys remember a
do you
case?
are you just like, what the fuck do I do now?
Do you
And then you just do it. You just live the rest of your life like that made no sense.
Do you remember the Epping murders a while ago?
No.
Oh, I've heard. Oh, yeah.
So there was a young girl. Oh, I can't remember her name now, but she actually lived down the road from me. And while she was on holidays, her whole family, it was like both her parents, like an auntie who was living in the house, and her brother were murdered with a hammer.
Oh.
And they were like beatly killed. And she got a phone call. She found out via like Facebook or something, because she was overseas.
Yo, family got murdered.
Yeah, no, and this is super fucked
Wow.
up. So during the trial and all that, she was staying with her uncle, and it turned out it was the uncle who did it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
That is how they figured it out.
I don't know.
that's insane.
I'd love to be an investigator. I find that so.
I think
interesting as well.
investigating would be pretty
Forensic,
interesting.
it'd be
Yeah.
so- I love Poirot and Agatha Christie, but obviously that's just.
I don't
I,
think it's
yeah, I
like
mean,
that.
there's a lot of. I'd probably be boring, really.
So Poirot's like he's got such an unlucky life. Like wherever he goes, someone's getting
murder.
gets on a train.
Midsummer
murder.
Murders. That like the neighborhood of Midsummer should not exist now. They
No,
have
it
three
shouldn't.
average on 3 to 4 murders an episode. So unrealistic. I love it. Even Miss Marvel, she's a cutie too.
Yeah, she's great.
I love it. Oh, they're such. I really like old British. Do you like guys like British period drama and stuff like that?
No.
What?
Yeah, everything you've covered us with
I
today,
feel
we're
so-
just like, no.
I hate
Such an
Jane
outlet.
Austen.
I can't say I like Jane Austen. I like Tolstoy.
Okay, fair.
Haven't read
Russian
any,
Lit's good.
unfortunately.
I started War and Peace in the holidays. Got up to page 200.
Little bit of light reading.
Oh yeah, well it's like 1600 pages. I'm still on page 300
Just
now.
watch
Yeah.
the movie.
I've seen the. Oh no, you should watch the BBC miniseries. It's great.
Yeah.
It's
Is that
really
actually?
good. Yeah, it's 6 part, 1 hour each. Really good.
Wow.
Filmed in like Riga or Latvia, Russia. Where else was it filmed? I think Lithuania as well. Some nice. I don't know. I really enjoy it. You gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right,
Fair enough.
we'll do.
Yeah.
But what is your taste in film, etc.? What do you guys enjoy in entertainment wise?
Oh,
I like I guess I've got like
I like Wes Anderson films.
Oh.
okay.
I've
Wait,
rec-
I know Wes Anderson, but what films has he done?
So the Royal Tenenbaums, the
Oh, you
Darjeeling
told me to watch this, I
Limited.
remember,
Yeah. And what I watched another one recently, which I'm forgetting now. So I've only been watching them in the last month or so, and I watched Dirty Dancing the other night, which was pretty
Oh.
good.
Fair enough.
Patrick Swayze. He's dead, right?
Yeah, he died of
Sadly.
pancreatic cancer, I believe.
Audrey Hepburn
might have
died of
lung cancer.
abdominal cancer when she was only 63. It's so sad.
It's because she smoked heaps.
Yeah, she's so amazing though.
Because
She
she
was
did heaps of
stunning.
aid work after.
Yeah,
her. She
yeah.
got really
Really?
involved with African aid work.
Oh yeah, she
Oh,
was.
nice.
I really
real,
liked.
real hands-on as well. She got really into it.
Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, she was so.
It's not even
beautiful.
funny.
Her life was amazing. She grew up in Dutch part of Nazi Germany, and she worked for the resistance and was caught once by a Nazi officer and had to lie her way out of it. And people say that that's where she got her talent for acting.
Damn.
Started
Oh,
right
wow.
there.
Although you know what is a little bit sad about Audrey Hepburn is My Fair Lady, which is the only musical I like ever. She was told that she would be singing, so she sings and they dub it over.
Really?
Yeah, because apparently she was a terrible singer.
Oh.
But she took the
What?
role.
She was so good
being
at Moon
told
River.
that she would. That might not be her either.
What? That's so upsetting. Have you seen Breakfast with Tiffany's?
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. It's such a good film. The book was so much worse.
I didn't like the film that much.
Oh, why not?
I don't know.
George Peppard was an absolute drunkard and a fiend, apparently. He's the main character, dude.
Oh.
But he was apparently that's the thing. It's like Hollywood back then was insanely just. Oh, it was just people died pretty much at 50 from alcoholism just because. What's the other guy's name? From Sabrina. The one. Wait, what's the guy's name from Casablanca? Who's the biggest actor?
Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah.
Humphrey Bogart. Yeah. He pretty much died at 60 as well from just.
Still happens
Liver.
today in Hollywood.
Yeah,
They'd
true.
all be
R.I.P. Heath Ledger.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah. Wait, how did he die from cancer?
Overdose.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Was it suicide or just?
No, it was
accidental?
just an overdose.
Wow.
Of what?
I think it was heroin or a related opiate. or something. Yeah.
Oh, I did hear a conspiracy. I was talking to this guy. Sorry, it's AFL related.
Back to
Okay.
the real business.
This is a big one because do you remember last year when I don't know if you know Buddy Franklin? He's at number 23 for the Swans.
I know
Buddy
Buddy
was a
Franklin.
scandal about depression that he had, and he couldn't play for the last few games last year because of depression.
Yeah.
Apparently, I was talking to this guy. Okay, this is really old crackpot who I was with my friends just at the bar, and he started talking to us and took a liking to us. And he apparently works in the criminal law courts and has a lot of connections in that sort of side. He's like, oh, if you need me to call anytime, I have his name. His name's Luke. So, Luke, I'll call you sometime if you're listening. But he was telling me that it, in fact, was not depression that he was suffering from. It was apparently coke, like a coke addiction.
Well,
Really?
I don't know if
this,
it's...
did this reach the public?
No, this is apparently very, very under the...
Not anymore.
Is this slander right here? I don't know. This is obviously this is only hearsay, so hopefully. But
Right.
But this just backs up my theory that the teams don't want this getting out. They
apparently,
don't want scandal
because
getting
he used to
out.
play for Hawthorn, and apparently Hawthorn did
Look,
not approve of his coke.
Yeah. I retract my comments about the teams wanting to get them
Yeah,
out. I
good.
got to have another think about that.
Yeah, good.
Formulate it, write something down and get back to you. But the media wants them.
Yeah, sure. But the media want...
And I'm
kind of
not
collaboration.
sure of the exact connection between the media and the teams. Like, I feel like
There
they
isn't
feed
any.
off each other a bit.
I don't think there is any connection.
I think it's just if scandal comes up, they just go.
Well,
and
okay,
damage
without the
control.
media, no one's going to watch it in the NRL. Who's going to advertise it?
Well, they pay... I mean, are you talking about the media as, like, an entire entity?
The media is the force that controls
Not
your
just-
life.
Like, they pay for, like, time slots on TV and radio and, like, posters. And
Who
then,
does?
Like, the teams. And then news stations, like, a separate part of media, love the drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like media is this giant conglomerate hive mind that has, like, this purpose and will.
Yeah.
So the NRL.
Yeah. Or AFL.
All right, well, let's stick with NRL. Let's make this simple. That's its own sport.
Yes, it is.
That's its own sport.
Yep.
Then there's the newspapers, the TV,
Yep.
radio,
Yep.
other media forms. The NRL, in order to spread and make money, needs to be played on TV.
Yes.
So they pay Channel 9 to play.
Well, they pay for ads.
NRL pays for the ads? I thought the people who want the ads pay for the ads.
No, well, they'll pay for ads for their games coming up and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the NRL will pay for the ad.
But Channel
Yeah,
9 wants the NRL on their show.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
paying the
So for
NRL. They're
game-
paying NRL for the rights.
For the game itself,
Well,
the TV station will pay, but for advertising for the game.
Also, but they make
Channel
so much
9
money from
Channel 9
alcohol.
want more people to watch
Yeah,
the
yeah.
game. So
TV's
why would the NRL pay for the ads? Wouldn't Channel 9 pay for the ads?
Oh, yeah, that's a fair point.
Carlton Draft, like pretty much, it's all about the hierarchy of payments. Where like
Yeah, and what is it? Are we trying to figure this
the
out? right
hierarchy
now?
pretty much is when you're at a game, there are so many, like Toyota is the massive sponsor of the AFL. They hemorrhage money for paying for advertisements for that. Yeah, do you say advertisements or advertisements?
Advertisements.
Yeah.
Advertisements?
I say advertisements because that's what it says on Gruen, which is a good show. You guys should watch it.
Good show.
Oh, you watch it too?
Is it?
Oh
is it
yeah.
dark?
Oh, you get- yeah, I
I
forgot
have
to
tickets
hit
to the
you
live
up. Yeah, yeah,
audience.
you told me.
I
I
have them.
forgot to
I have them
hit
again
you up
for
for
4th
that.
of October.
Wait, is that still
I'm
going?
keen. I'm keen to come with you for that.
Do you guys,
Zoe.
if you want to come, 4th of October.
Yeah,
Tuesday
I'm really
night.
keen.
I haven't had a TV in years. I didn't know it was still going.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been to already 4 of the live audiences this
Wow.
year.
Is it good live?
Yeah, it's because it's literally
Is it a-
3.5 hours of free comedy.
Yeah, it's longer and like there's more stuff and they cut it down heaps for the
Yeah,
show,
so you have to line up. You have to like get to the ABC at 5:30. It starts about 7, but you have to just line up, chill, sit down, talk, and it's really good. It's really interesting. I like seeing how functioning of the TV works, and they always have to sort of rile you up, so they get comedians to start off and chat with you, and they always like pick on someone in the crowd who hasn't been or hasn't heard of the show, and it's really funny. And
Okay.
Will Anderson is a big crush of mine. I love him. I think he's a really cool guy.
I don't like him that much.
Whoa, why
I
not?
think we talked about this last time when I
Why
was on the
ever
radio
not?
with you.
Yeah, we did.
I'm not a bad guy. I just don't think he's that funny.
He's so witty on the
Here's the
spot
thing,
though.
Like I liked his show, The Glass House. Which
Yeah, I
quite
was
a
gonna
while
say,
ago.
it was so
I think
contentious.
He's very good as like a host and in conversation, but
Yeah.
his stand-up, I think, is quite poor.
Oh, okay. I went to one of his stand-ups called Hilarious. Oh, actually, you know the Facebook thing is like on this day? On this day 4 years ago, I went to Will Anderson Hilarious. Got the notification. I'm
Wow,
like,
there
oh,
you go.
memories.
Oh,
but
congrats.
good. Yeah, thank you. Made it this far. But no, he's very bogan when it comes to stand-up. Just swears every second word, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
fucking beer. And he has like five. Where I went, he had a table of like 6 beers and just progressively drank them.
Yeah,
throughout the thing.
I'm not the biggest fan of that style of
No,
comedy.
no,
It's like
it's very Australian.
Shooter Williamson. You guys?
Oh,
familiar with him?
yeah, I've heard him.
I'm like some of his stuff's funny, but I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of that kind of angle.
Yeah,
fair
no.
enough. So I guess I would say I like Will Anderson as a personality,
Yeah.
not as a stand-up comedian.
He was good in Glass. Yeah, Dave Hughes was on Glass House as well.
yeah,
Hughes.
yeah, but he's a bit of a tragic person.
Sold himself out for what, Channel 10 or Channel which one?
Yeah, he's
Well,
on
actually,
the project.
who are the guys from Good Charlotte?
Madden Brothers.
Yeah.
Not Richard Madden. That's an actor. I don't know, but Madden Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah. They sold that so hard because they're like vegan and they did ads for KFC,
Oh.
and that's pretty rock bottom.
The worst. Although veganism, people who publicize veganism too much just piss me off as well. I just like, if you're vegan, be vegan. Don't publicize it that much.
Yeah, it's fair.
I'm vegetarian. I don't tell people that. Also, I've been that my whole life.
I guess they feel so strongly about the issue
But
and
surely-
the importance of changing the way we eat.
But isn't
and
that
it's
the same for any social issue? Like if you
Yeah.
were like if I was really into mental health and I was talking about it a lot, doesn't that deserve the same sort of thing? Like, sure, you can go practice that, but why are you
True.
talking about it?
True. I just have a touchy thing about vegans because they always
I
post
think
their food on Instagram.
That's it
and
though.
hate
I
it.
think everyone does. I'm not singling you
Yeah.
out. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people like want vegans to shut up.
Yeah.
kinda
There's a really good
common
meme. It's like, help, I need a doctor. And then one's like, I'm a vegan.
Yeah, exactly.
that's such a pretty
Such
good
a-
meme.
But I mean, is it really any different from like any social issue that anyone talks about ever?
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
so
That's
true.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're really pointing out the truth pill here. This is good.
Well, that's it. Yeah. How can you criticize? I guess because they never shut up about.
But I
food.
think also,
But
so
like,
like,
they just feel so strongly about their issue that they want everyone to change.
But there are so many issues which people feel strongly about and never shut up about.
what do you guys think about caged eggs versus non-caged eggs?
Oh, I go free range every time.
I honestly I get whatever the cheapest
yeah,
is.
me too. I literally
No,
don't.
I make a point to go free range.
I'm the worst.
I,
I get.
I
get
like
okay.
free range. Respect for the chickens. Yeah, it's like, what about climate change? People who just always talk about climate change. How do you
See,
feel? How do you feel
Leonardo
about that?
DiCaprio is
How
very
do-
much about
How
that.
do you feel about that?
That's worse for this reason that it is not so much a social issue, but more of a
Incontrovertible.
like an economic and political issue, like to actually do something about it. So you're not really helping anyone, spouting all this, and like we all believe it as well. You telling me, oh, turn off the light.
We
like,
don't
that
all
doesn't
believe it. My
help.
next door neighbor does not believe
Some
it.
people
Yeah,
don't.
I mean,
Well,
us here.
the thing is with climate change, which I guess annoys me when people talk about it, either on a personal level or in an article. It's like they kind of often just overlook the aspect of population. Like, really, it just comes down to our population. And wouldn't it be fundamental that we have to control that first, either through zero population growth
Culling people.
or culling people?
This plays into a lot.
Yeah, but if we want to actually save the planet long term, like, how can we avoid that?
But
Like,
that's
there's
too
all these
much of
other
a
measures.
touchy issue, so people just
But,
dance
but
around
that's
it.
the thing. It's like, that's the reason we've got these issues. So why don't we address that first before we change
That's
anything?
a problem though. All these issues interlocked with immigration and things and like asylum seekers. It all interlocks with climate